It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
You decide when you lose, not other people.
And Blabs.
I like pickles.
And co-hosted by our friends from around the internet. If you like common sense, hit that thumbs up button and, of course, the subscribe button. And join us Monday through Friday live at 11 a.m. Central Time. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on God's green earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollers.locals.com. Actually, I see that we're not on Locals. Blabs. What's going on, everybody? Hi, I'm Stuttering Craig. Welcome to Side Scrollers live from Las Vegas and the Salty Nerd Podcast Studios. Are you having a good day? You are? Oh my God, it's Friday. We're going to have a good one today. Joining us as always, it's Blabs.
Hi, I don't know what's wrong with Locals. I'm trying it again.
That's okay. Take your time. We'll figure it out. I'm going to boot it for now, and then we'll come back to it, okay? No big deal. We are live, as I said, from Las Vegas, which is great. We're out here hanging out. Had an awesome night at the Nerdrotic FNT Geeks and Gamers Smorgasbord fun time. Last night it was really good. And now we're hanging out with these boys once again. Everybody, let's go around the table, introduce yourselves so everybody can get to know you. Let's start with this son of a bitch over here, huh? Let's look at that. Look at that guy. Look at him.
Smack him again.
Bam, look at that.
Again.
No, it's okay.
He likes
It's going to be like that simp video that we watched.
Oh, my fault. Sorry. I turned it had those looping. Sorry. Yes, I'm not going to break your nose though. Go ahead.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to give you $1 million.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that.
Welcome back to the studio, Craig. It was a lot of fun having you here yesterday, and it's always a good time to have you come back into frame. Yes.
Yeah, this is good.
We're ready to go. We're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning.
Yeah, you look sharp. Look.
Is that true? I think you're lying. Bright-eyed.
You do look bushy,
Yeah,
for sure.
very bushy.
Let's keep going.
Hey, everybody, I'm Alex. I am the host of the Salty Nerd Podcast, and I was up way too late last night playing a video game.
You were hell diving.
I was hell diving until like 1 o'clock in the morning, and then Craig was like, "Oh yeah, my show starts at 11, but that's 11 like Central Time."
Central.
So
yes.
I'm getting text messages like, "Bro, we're starting in 10 minutes," and I was like, "I gotta go." So I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Craig, for having us on for a second time. It's wonderful.
Yes, this is going to be a good day, or horrible.
You pointing your finger at me?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's like, hi, I'm Matt Vader, 74 on all the things, and I'm also a co-host here at the Salty Nerd Podcast.
Yeah.
So thanks for hanging out with us, Craig. I love it when you're in town. It's always a blast. You're a cool dude.
Yeah, and
Well,
Vader, you and I have a live stream going on tomorrow too.
Yeah, we do have a live stream. See, he's always pushing those buttons. Like,
Okay.
hey, man, you got to promote the show.
So here's
Like,
the
say
thing,
something about the show. It's like, dude, just let me do my thing, man. Come
guys.
on. Get off my ass.
Listen, we're going to help Salty Nerd go straight to the fucking moon.
Oh,
all right.
God.
Because here's the thing. On the weekends, when we're dark, when we're not doing our show, guess what? They got a show going on. So link to their channel is in the description below. Go check out the Salty Nerd Podcast channel. Everyone go subscribe to it. You got something going on the weekend? Well, now you do. Or if you don't have something going on, now you do. All right. What time is your show on the weekends?
It is 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Okay. So
12 Central.
yes, 12 Central. Yes. 11 Mountain.
Yes.
Also, what?
5 p.m. UK.
5 p.m. UK? What about Hawaii? What?
That would be
With their 8 hours
8
of-
a.m. No.
Yeah,
No,
it'll be in the morning.
Perfect.
4 hours.
Perfect for the Hawaiian breakfast,
No.
which is good. And then we have this son of a bitch over here who popping in out of nowhere. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Glad to be here. I know I just stuck my head in and I was like, would you like to have me?
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
The answer is always yes.
Yeah. My name is Blaine Andrews. I'm from criticalist.com, the website and app entertainment reviewing platform. Go check it out.
Criticalist.com.
Yeah.
Now that would imply that critics are lame as shit. And-
Right. That's pretty much it.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they're welcome. We've got plenty of them, but this is focused on the people, man. It's a platform for the people for reviewing movies and TV shows right now and expanding to games and outside of that soon. So
The counterculture is real.
It's
there.
real.
It is. By the way, guys, do you have Japanese starting time on your show tomorrow?
6 a.m.
6
We're
a.m.
just
I think it's like midnight. They have the day, the next day or something.
No, it's earlier.
Is it
Or,
earlier?
oh yeah, it's in the future. It's
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
day ahead of time.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, it's the future cast. That's what you should call it.
Futurecast.
Yeah, this is good.
Oh, future cast.
Wow, that's incredibly racist. Oh my God. Welcome to the show. It's ridiculous. Look, we're gonna have a great show today. As always, we're live over at rumble.com/sidescrollers. Join us, the nearly 7,000 common sense freedom lovers over at Rumble. Love that Rumble. Also, you could have found out that Salty Nerd was going to be on the show today by simply going and following us over on X at x.com/sidescrollerpod. Appreciate you guys popping in over there. And Blabs, I believe we have an Instagram, don't we?
We do, so follow us for memes and clips of the show. Otherwise, all these men are going to do some violent act on you.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
In Pal World.
it's
Blabs, that can be taken so many horrible ways.
dang.
You're
Right?
welcome.
Before the show, you were talking about Eiffel Towers, and
Right.
like, I don't want to hear.
The least you could have said is we're doing erotic things today. It
No,
doesn't have to be violent.
I refuse that. We will not. Absolutely not. Anyways,
Well,
please.
we already had cream donuts this week.
Yeah.
Now you're making it weird. Now you're.
I mean,
Well,
you
that's
did-
what I'm
you-
here for.
You did ask me if I wanted the jelly filled or the cream filled donuts, and I thought you were setting me up for a joke.
No, I legitimately wanted to know if you wanted the cream or the jelly.
Yeah.
It's always the
And I'm
cream.
like,
Always the
I'm
cream.
not sure how to answer
I
that
know.
one, Craig.
Wow.
Vader gets down with the jelly.
This is so homoerotic this morning. It's crazy. Speaking of homoerotic, you can find us over at kick.com/sidestrollers. They have some weird ladies over there, right, Blabs? Over on
Yeah,
Kick.
really weird. Lots of really weird Southern women in hot tubs like they're drowning and on cocaine.
Whoa.
I think that was the first time I heard Kick referred to as gay.
Yeah.
Are you implying there's a lot of Matthew Perrying going on over on Kick?
Dude, I think she died. I haven't seen her in a while. I told you. I think she's gone.
Well, hey, Blabs, we do.
I can find a clip of her and I can show you what I'm talking about.
Well, just try to hunt her down. Try to hunt her down and
I
invite her on the
tried,
show.
man. I tried.
Let's see if we can get her on the show. I really feel like we should have like a e-thought stream. I really do. We should
Dude,
go straight.
listen.
We should all be in the hot tub.
Yeah, I was,
you know?
I was thinking about opening a channel like that.
Do you want to see
Tell
what
them
I'm
the Beth
talking
one.
about?
So
Yeah, of course, I would love to see what you're talking about, Blabs. Please tell me.
Would you want to watch it? It's a minute long.
A whole
Can't-
minute.
Can we watch it?
Oi,
Yeah.
What's she doing?
Drowning in the hot tub and coughing and ugh.
I mean, she is classy.
Looks like she's vaping.
She.
It's not even like a real hot tub. It's just a bathtub.
Bathtub with jets.
Yeah.
What's she doing? Is she okay?
when I smoke in my hot tub, I
That's
prefer
right.
Camel Lights.
She died.
Dude, the albino's dying.
I'm good, Blabs. Thanks.
Yeah. Somebody get her a Miller Light.
Yeah.
I
Golly.
told you she's the albino Alabama. We say that she's Jeremy's sister or cousin.
The what? Albino Alabama?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's good stuff.
Sounds like a mythical snake in the woods somewhere.
Was that Madge from the Subway shop over there?
It might have been. Yeah.
Well, now you know why we're a top 5 podcast in the video gaming space. So make sure you go follow us over on Apple Podcast over there and continue to boost us up the charts today as we have our goals on IGN. And kind of funny, we're coming for you sons of bitches. So with that said, and I mean that endearingly, guys, we're not actually going to hurt you, except for he will right there. This guy, look at that face. Look at that.
So coming for you.
Wow.
He gets really rude.
So follow us over on Apple Podcasts. Link is down in the description below. We'd really appreciate you guys hitting the follow button and give us some nice reviews over there because reviews are good. I think they help with the algorithm and stuff. And we have like a year or two behind. You know, like these people have been going for long. We gotta get our rookie numbers up. Hey, Blabs, I have a actual special announcement today. At this point, I usually talk about locals, and Blabs. Last night, as I walked into the F&T Nerdrotic meetup, the first person who came up to me was Gary. Blabs, are you listening?
Yes, I'm waiting for you to announce that he shamed you.
Man, did he shame me.
Good.
He walked in, he said, "What are you thinking?" That's literally what he said. And he pulled me off to the side. He said, "You're putting it on locals? What are you doing putting on locals?" He said, you got to see it in a theater. So within 5 minutes, Blabs, Gary from Nerdrotic has convinced me that this year we're going to have 3 separate events at theaters where I will see all 3 of the Lord of the Rings meetups in person with the community. It's going to be great. Blabs, your thoughts on that?
Well, are you still going to do your locals thingy?
We're going to go rent out a theater, Blabs.
That right there is a true producer. It's exactly what he would say.
The logistics.
No, I
nightmares.
understood what Craig was saying.
We're gonna rent out the theater 3 times this year. I'm thinking like I got to go home and figure out the logistics of
But
this.
you're going to stream it all in locals, right?
Well,
Yeah, what are you going to do, bro?
no. We're gonna do it in a theater, and then
On locals.
I'll find a way to put it on fucking locals. All right. All right. And so we're going to make it a special event, and we'll just charge people to go at normal ticket price or whatever. We're not going to upcharge. We're just going to cover the cost of the thing. And I think it costs a couple $1,000 for an out of theater.
Or
We'll
you
do
can
that.
watch it on locals under your regular subscription.
Wow.
Would you stop? You're embarrassing me.
Hey, I need to stand in solidarity with Blabs here.
No. It's going to go on locals.
It's like you're changing things.
But I think it's important
You're
that after
changing the schedule, Craig.
Blabs. Gary said he'd come.
Oh, okay.
He said he'd go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Jeremy said he'd come to it too.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Well, I prefer Gary.
Okay. So, anyways, Thomas says you promised. I know. It's gonna go on locals, just not on Wednesday because
So
I do
what
like
you're saying is that you're postponing it indefinitely until you have a movie theater scheduled.
Yes, but it's gonna happen, and I think that after being shamed by everybody. Oh yes, and I was also told that I need to watch the extended version.
Yeah.
Wait, are we watching the extended version in the theater?
I don't know.
That's
4.5 hours of theater time, man.
And
That's a
you can't
lot.
you can't miss any.
No, there's no
no
unimportant
moment
parts.
to miss.
I don't know.
Get the pause when you go to the bathroom.
Look, the point
And
is,
we're gonna bring back intermission, aren't we? Like the 1960s, 30 minutes intermission.
Blabs, it's important that you realize that just like gender, we are fluid on this channel.
Wait, what? Is that a urination thing?
What? No, Blabs, stop.
Oh,
Anyways,
it's an intermission. That's when people use the bathroom. We're like, we
No.
are fluid. Like, what? What are you saying?
Blabs, I'm talking about how we have to be fluid in our decision making. We have to be able to.
Can you not say fluid after I say bathroom?
What? All right. Anyways, go find us over on locals at sidescrollers.locals.com. Next Wednesday will not be where I watch Lord of the Rings. Or you know what, Blabs? Maybe I should watch it on I don't know. The whole thing, it's fluid.
You've been promoting it for like a month. It's been in the schedule, and you know how I feel about removing stuff from the schedule.
Do you know how I feel about that? I do, which is exactly why we're doing it.
You're removing it from the schedule?
We'll talk about it later. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just watching Matt's brain explode internally right
Like,
now.
I feel like I have such a similar relationship.
It's like Marsha Brady from the Brady Bunch, where she's like,
when he sits there with that crooked smile look on his face and he won't move, you know he's internally nuclear explosion going on.
so I can't work for this son of a bitch. There's no way I could work for him.
I was just like fluid, urination, intermission. Yeah, I'm following.
All right, sounds good. Hey, join us if you're watching us for the first time over here on YouTube. Listen to this. This is kind of a fun number. 75,757. 75757. That's the exact number that we're on right now. That's pretty fun to see.
Nice.
Let's continue to grow, guys, as we bring common sense back to the video game world. Appreciate that. Let's also hit our thumbs up goal of 700 every single episode, and of course our goal of 25 memberships. Yesterday we finished up with 39, which was awesome.
Nice.
Let's keep on flying by today. Would really appreciate that. Also, a quick reminder that we have our Side Scrollers All Stars limited edition t-shirt available right now in the store. The link's in the description. They're flying off the shelves, only available till the end of April or until they're gone. We only printed up 100 of them. Well, I guess we didn't really print anything up, but they're available. They'll be shipped directly to your house, and it's a great little design. So if you guys want to go pick that up and look all sharp for the summer, you got your All Stars t-shirt right there, a baseball tee looking all sharp and sexy with 3 different color designs. So go pick that up right now in the link down below. With that said, Glad everybody's here today. We got a lot going on. Blabs, what's going on today in video game history that you like to share?
Right. So it's not a huge like home run like the past 2 previous days, but we have Armored Core 2, Another Age, turning 23 years old today. We have
Okay.
Lego Battles Ninjago, 13 years old. And for you
Okay.
Nintendo lovers, Team Kirby Clash Deluxe is now 7 years old. So, did any of you guys play these games? I didn't.
The answer is no. Nobody played those games.
You didn't play Lego Ninjago?
Nope.
No.
No.
You know, when I was a kid, I used to think this was Ninja Go. Just say.
Okay.
Now you know. You're welcome.
Craig's just so like, let's move on.
So's Jay. Look at Jay over there, just wondering what's happening. That's ridiculous.
Jay's always wondering what.
Jay's just hanging out, looking around. That's Jay over there. Oh my god. Hey, speaking of, I saw Carolyn last night, Blabs, and I said, "Hey, do you realize you appear on our show quite frequently?" And she said, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, you're on the show all the time." And she's like, "Do I say boobs a lot?" I said, "Absolutely."
Have you seen something?
Some huge boobies.
Yes.
So it's always a pleasure to see Kara in person and let her know what a big important role she plays on the show, which is great.
Big boobies.
That's right. That's right. All right. Look, we got a lot going on today. We got a lot to talk about. And we have some stuff on Nintendo striking down the modding and emulation community over on Discord, which is just nuts. We have the video game world always complaining about oppression in some way, shape, or form. And of course, we have Capcom just dumping their entire brand and jumping off the deep end straight into the lava pit of woke. We're going to talk about that today. So with that said, it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. As I scroll to it, it's time for hard news. All right.
It's so hard right now.
He did it again.
Oh,
He was
God,
waiting.
keeps
I know
on.
it's crazy. It's good stuff. Thank you guys for your. By the way, Paul Hadouken is the guy who put that together. The audio for that spectacular. That was a true community effort. Oh, speaking of, I should probably bring this up before I dig into hard news today. Blabs, I wanted to throw this idea at you as we do a little idea processing on the fly.
Okay.
Hear your thoughts on this, and I thought this would be really fun with the community. All right. So we have our 2-minute reviews that we do, right?
Mhm.
Play every game. We won't play every game. But you know who will? The community. Right. It's great. So I thought that it would be fun to do instead of, we can do our 2-minute reviews. I'll certainly do a 2-minute review on Lord of the Rings, when I see it, right? And I'm sure I'll be able to sum it up in 2 minutes. But I thought it'd be fun to allow the community to contribute to those 2-minute reviews. And what they could do is, if you play these games, you can put together like a 2-minute video and you tag us on X. And if it's awesome, we'll play it. Because I figured that as we grow, you should grow too. And if we can provide an outlet for you guys to be seen, then I think that's a great thing to do, and adds to the show, and it puts a focus back on the community. But I think my only requirements are you make it 2 minutes long. It needs to be exactly 2 minutes long or less. I don't know, Blabs, what's your thoughts on that?
I really like this idea. 100% down for it.
Okay, so let's open
As
up the
long as
floodgates.
it's nice and clean, chat. I don't want to hear any toe gaff.
Yeah. Don't be a dumbass. I think that's like the number one rule. Don't be a dumbass.
Yep.
Right. So don't be a dumbass. Make it 2 minutes less or longer. And if it's awesome, we'll feature it on the show. We'll make it a 2-minute review. I think that's good. And it could be about. Oh yeah. I also wanted to have one more caveat. We're only going to do each game once, right?
Okay.
So it better be good. Like you gotta compete against everybody else.
And I'll be keeping track, chat. So I know.
That's right. No,
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Accepted.
Oh, high fives in the studio.
Oh, we're gonna
I was
jump
gonna
in
say,
on
Alex, you
There's a lot
can't
of
just make
high-fiving
every
going on.
2-minute review about Helldivers.
I can't.
No.
Oh man, but each one is different. Each level's a
Yeah,
little
Craig
different.
did a 2-minute review, but I'll be honest, it wasn't that good. So you guys can do another one. I'll give permission on that one.
Well, I just think it'd be fun to be able to turn back to the community, and like I said, as we continue to grow, they continue to grow.
I think it'd be really cool, and I think even like we could do the compilation of like the community reviews on a YouTube video one day. Just have like a
possibly.
compilation of them.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I like it. By the way, I just like to point out, I said this before the show, and I'd like to state this publicly. Monster Energy tastes like piss.
It's such fluid and high fives.
That's the
today.
devil's drink, Craig.
This is gutter trash.
That is the devil's drink.
Yeah, it's
That's what the symbol means.
You got the wrong type from the fridge. I bought that for myself.
Oh,
He likes to drink piss.
he likes
Yeah,
ice water.
I like piss warm Changa.
golly, that's crazy. Okay, anyways, I just like to point there's my 1 second review on Monster Energy Zero Sugar. Sorry. Hey, Trippy Originals came in as a brand new member to the show. That is spectacular. Thank you very much, Trippy Originals. That puts us at 1 member today. Really appreciate that. Let's get to that 25.
You're getting that salty nerd effect right now.
Yeah.
You got one.
That's awesome.
Right.
We love that. Hey, every viewer, every comment,
It all
every
counts.
member,
It all counts.
it's a fucking miracle, man.
Yep.
It's a fucking miracle. Crazy T says, happy Friday. Let the chaos begin. Yes, we're in studio, which means chaos will happen. I would imagine in the next 60 minutes or so, something will be on fire. Which would be great. So, hey, Blabs the Tower Tard came in. Blabs, go ahead and read that off.
Blubs the Tower Turd for $5. Someone with more money than me should make Craig and the Salty Nerds sing Just a Friend by Biz Markie. I like pickles, violence, and tentacles. Yay. See what I said there, Craig?
Yes, not testicles. Thank you, Blabs the Tower Tard. That's actually a really great suggestion. And maybe possibly we can make that
Is
happen.
that the baby?
Oh, you say she's just a friend.
I think
You-
so.
Oh, you
That's
say-
good. That's good. That's good. Don't give anything
Oh,
away.
baby.
Nothing, don't give away.
You gotta wait till you get paid. Don't give it to him.
Always get the money up front.
That's right.
Vegas rules.
The 60 watt came in, says better be a 2001 2003 ticket prices for authenticity. Okay, 60 watt. We'll have people sitting in the rows of the movie theater as well. Or just say it's I will say this about movie theaters. That's the one thing that I really miss is kind of the open floodgates when you go in. Now you got to put your fucking I want seat 6F. It's like that's stupid as shit.
I
I don't have
disagree.
that.
You disagree?
I absolutely love buying my tickets a week in advance and picking my seat
Real why?
because I don't like lines.
You don't? Well, yeah, okay, that's fine. But I like buying my tickets a week in advance. But I love the idea of having to be like, is that taken right there? Like having to walk through people. I love that.
So now I can go and it's like, you're in my seat. You need to move.
As soon as they started doing that, though, the whole culture of like camping out at the movie theaters the night
Yeah.
before the
No,
big movie comes out.
I get that, but
Look what you took from us.
I know
You took.
I'm sorry, but I like purchasing my assigned seat.
I remember when I first moved to California and they were just rolling out those assigned seats out there in the LA theaters. I was like, oh man, this is so much better than having to wait in line.
Oh my god!
I like the wild card of just whatever weirdo you might have to be next
Right.
to. And it's just like,
Right.
I saw Pirates of the Caribbean in like the front row
Right.
because I was 10 minutes late.
Oh yeah, try watching
that
like
was me for
Transformers in the
Shrek
front seat.
2.
What's that, Blabs?
Oh, so that was me for Shrek 2. We got there just in time. I was at the very front row of Shrek 2. And that was a sight because Shrek was like right in your face.
That's right. It's awesome. I missed that. Anyways, maybe we'll do that just for this situation.
Unless you're on locals and then like perfect.
Shut up. Dorco came in and says, Poland, how quick Craig falls asleep in the theater.
Yeah, good idea.
Shut up. Get out of here, Torgo. Alex came in with a 5, says to satisfy the schedule, let's instead watch Roadhouse on Wednesday. You're talking about Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal and his godbod?
No, you got
Hashtag Jake Faze.
Swayze.
Yeah, Swayze for sure.
Dude, no, have you guys seen the new Roadhouse?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Unfortunately.
Have you seen Jake Gyllenhaal's body in that?
Yes.
I'm just saying.
He's shredded.
Right.
It's spectacular.
Have you seen Southpaw?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
looks great in that
acting
too.
that too,
Yeah,
yeah.
like good God.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, dude, I mean, I'm not gay, but God.
How many other
Like,
Jake Gyllenhaal movies have you guys watched? I'm a little bit concerned.
Right.
Oh, there's The Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah, like-
There's Danny Darko.
Don't-
Donnie Darko.
I'm surprised none of y'all are talking about Conor McGregor's ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what about Connor's ass?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Like we have a theory that it was all CGI.
CGI, yeah.
CGI ass.
you think Conor McGregor's ass was CGI?
Yeah, we
In that
we
movie?
have a
Yeah.
theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a bold theory.
We're gonna go frame by frame.
Are you doing like Natalie Portman's arms CGI in Thor 4?
If you can prove that, if you can prove Conor McGregor's ass is CGI, you got yourself.
It's
a
gonna
hit.
be on our locals. So go check that out.
Oh yeah.
Wait, we have a logo?
Yeah, we have what, locals?
No, we
No.
don't have a local.
I was like, really? Oh. Hey, Jose Otaku says Alamo Draft House is $150 plus tickets plus food, 175 people. Okay, all right, Jose Otaku. We'll check. I talked about Alamo Draft
Alamo
House.
getting sold.
I don't know.
They get like getting sold off to some other company.
I don't know, but appreciate that, Jose Otaku. I'll take a look and see what becomes of it. I want a great experience. That's the most important thing. Kratos El Gratos says, I'm sorry, Craig. I'm the one who told Gary how easy it is to rent the private theater. Oh, it was you. Says, well, I'm not sorry because those deserve to be viewed in the big screen. Let's fill that place up and then put it on locals somehow. That's right, Kratos. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. I will see Kratos a little bit later on. I'm going to hang out with Kratos, which is great. Methy came in and says, Craig, I saw you at the meetup last night, but didn't get to say hi. You son of a bitch. Why not? Oh, just come up, say hi, shake my hand, give me a hug. Says, I got you a gift from my home state in Oregon, and Kratos kindly offered to pass it to you. I hope you like it. Can't wait to check it out. Thank you very much. I got some wonderful gifts last night. I had some memes literally handed to me in a manila folder, which was great. Thank you very much for that. I look forward to checking it out. Magna Defender came in with the 10, says a coworker tried to coerce my workplace into N95s again. Are you kidding me? I told him, dude, the coop is 100% over. Stop obsessing over a cold and grow up hair. My workplace didn't budge, but it shows we're in clown world. That guy is clown world.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. We have people who are critical of the show. And whatever, that's fine. As we grow, that's going to happen. But I came to the realization yesterday. I don't know how this hit me, but I came to the realization yesterday that those who are critical of this show are probably the same type of people who wear masks by themselves in their cars.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're walking down
That's
the
okay.
street outside, away from everybody else. Those people. I'm going to go for a walk and put my mask on.
right.
Okay.
And with that said, their opinion is void. You know, like that's really what it comes down to.
Especially after it's come out and been scientifically proven that they were just like, yeah, the mask thing didn't work.
Yeah.
We were just doing it to ease people's fears. It's like, how much longer do people need to buy into this BS? I mean, the whole like social distancing thing, it was proven to be a lie. You know, it didn't help at all, but it was like a psyop. It was like, we just want people to feel like we're doing stuff to prevent this pandemic or like whatever. Like every single thing they told us to do has been scientifically proven not to work.
When they were forcing people to wear masks in grocery stores and stuff, I took my Boba Fett helmet and I put it on and I walked through the grocery store.
Fucking awesome.
And they were like, "That's not a mask." And I'm like, "Yes, it is."
You want to tell them the story about the Star Trek convention?
I did the same thing. Yeah, we were at the Star Trek convention here in Las Vegas a couple of years ago. During like it was like peak COVID. It was weird that it was even happening, but yeah, it was happening, and they were like walking the hallways, yelling at people who didn't have masks on. So I got mad, and the rest of the weekend, we were there for like 4 days. I just wore my Boba Fett helmet. I got pictures of me with Star Trek actors with my Boba Fett helmet on. Don't know it's me.
Right.
Stand next to freaking William Shatner, but I got my helmet on, guys. It's fine.
Yeah, they threatened to kick us out.
Yeah, they got really mad at me.
Fucking assholes. Anyways, and that is why your opinion is void. Congratulations, haters. JC Kessler came in, says, I have assigned seats as a dad. Oh, I like assigned seats as a dad of a young kid. Him having to pee could mean us losing our perfect seats. Point. I understand that. It's a good perspective for sure. Little boys always have to pee. That's crazy. It's as a
some big boys always.
Yeah, me, when we went to see Monkey Man, I think I peed like 4 times. I was like, I don't know what's happening in my body.
Man, I try to hold it. If I'm in a movie, I'm like, I don't want to miss anything. I mean, maybe it's a big plot point or something. So
it's like when you were traveling as a kid, you just pull out an empty bottle. You go right there.
You know, it's funny as talking about this Lord of the Rings thing. If when we rent out this theater, the idea of like, I guess since I'm going to rent it out, if I need to take a pee break, we can just stop the movie in the middle of it. Like, Craig has to pee. Let's stop.
Well, the way those theater rentals work is basically you just bring them a DVD and they just put it in the projector, and then like you can have a little Xbox controller.
When we rented our theater for it, they handed us an Xbox controller.
Oh, really?
To control the whole movie screen. It was a big Xbox controller. I'm like, are you telling me I can play Halo right now? I might want to do that more.
So it's funny you mentioned that because at back at Screw Attack, we had an office that was across the street from a theater, and I was exploring the idea of doing a big fighting game tournament in a theater because the sound effects were spectacular. So we went and actually tested out Killer Instinct on the Xbox over there, and it was like anything I've ever heard. It's like poof, poof, poof. It was straight up wonderful ASMR, spectacular. It was
dude. Was this in the time period where like Killer Instinct was like one of the Xbox exclusives?
Yes.
Where everyone was like, "Oh, look at the graphics on Killer Instinct 4 because like Xbox is so awesome."
Something like that. Yeah.
Every once in a while here in Vegas, we'll see something goofy like that. So like for example, several times on my way home from work, I drive right by Allegiant Stadium. And when you drive past Allegiant Stadium on the freeway, you can see inside where the big screens are,
Mhm.
scoreboards and everything. And every once in a while, there's one of the people that work in there is a nerd, and he's in there playing Minecraft or something on the inside screen. It's hilarious. Yeah,
it's similar situation. Speaking of Mountain Dew and Code Red and all that shit, when the Cowboy Stadium was first, I don't know, debuted a decade ago or so, the Dallas Cowboy Stadium, they had that big, just like, they have a giant football sized monitor on top, and they had the entire thing closed down except for they had a Mountain Dew special event there that I was invited to, and we played I think we played Call of Duty or something on the big screen.
Yeah,
it had horrible lag. It was crazy, but anyways. So yeah, it's a fun experience playing those things in theaters. Just on a giant screen is always great. Winterfell came in with a $9.99, says, I've gotten a lot of 2-minute reviews from women. Thanks, Winterfell. Appreciate that.
Wow, that long.
Congratulations.
My man, that's a good one. 2 minutes.
Borg says, Craig, Monster Energy fact. They tried to sue Pokemon for the name Pocket Monster because they had monster in their name. Yeah, we talked about that briefly, I think like a year ago or so. That's crazy. Thanks, Borg. Appreciate that. Yankee Lover came back, says, I'm a Yankees fan. Can we both agree the Astros are scum? Are you going to be at F&T anytime soon? Well, F&T is actually going to be in this studio here in several hours. So I don't know. I told Jeremy if he wants an extra body, I'll gladly show up. So yes, and we can mutually agree the Astros are dog shit. Matthew says, Craig, I tagged you below the X post for today's stream with an X post from Regal about renting out the theater starting at $99. Oh, cool. Thanks, Matthew. Appreciate that. And Vescurbino, who I just butchered their name, became a brand new member. That puts us at 2 today. Thank you very much. Woo! Really appreciate that. That is excellent.
Better than 1.
Absolutely. For sure. Wolfman came in with a $5 direct donation. Says, shout out to Blaine and the rest of the Salty Nerd cast. Party hard out there, but remember to hydrate. Thanks, Wolfman.
Very important.
That's right.
Very important.
Shiny King came in, says, I'm somewhat ashamed to admit that I got 100% of Team Derby Clash Deluxe. Sorry, I want to read that again. It says, I'm somewhat ashamed to admit that I got 100% on Team Kirby Clash Deluxe, including upgrading all weapons to max. You should be ashamed, Shiny King. That's ridiculous. As a side note, I know the Flicks Brew House up in Round Rock has great seating and does theater rentals, but I have no idea about the cost. Thanks, Shiny King. Appreciate that. I will explore all options, the cheapest and best option for sure. And Johnny the Butcher came in with a 10 with a nice reference to last night's stream over at the F&T meetup. Says, stop hanging out by the women's restroom, Craig. Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate that. Let's not make it weird, but thank you, Johnny. All right, let us.
No, I have Rumble rants.
Oh God.
Dude for $1 says, when we said we loved Thick Chun-Li, this isn't what we met, Crapcom. That's true. And B Barrett is now a monthly supporter over on Rumble, so thank you very much. There's a bug, be free bug. Okay, go away. I'm swine this thing.
Are you talking to me or a bug? What are you talking about?
60 watt for $2 says, I miss seeing 3. Oh, hello. I miss seeing 3 movies for the price of 1 with the sneaker discount. And Wakata. Okay, I'll do it myself. Oh, I can't even do it. No, what happened here? Craig, you put me backstage. Ah, Tiny Craig. No. What are you doing? Stop.
Squirm.
Let her squirm. Wow.
That's all, I said I'm going to let her squirm. There it is. All right. Guys, thank you again for your support today. Tons of super chats, which are spectacular. Tons of Rumble rants and direct donations. We genuinely appreciate all that support. But we are about 30 minutes in, so let's get to some news today. We will read every single one of those before the end of the show. And as promised, Helldivers2 Talk at the tail end of the show.
Oh, yeah, you didn't know we were doing
Did
that.
you?
No, I didn't.
All I heard was this. Just
Yeah.
your raging erection hit the bottom of the table here.
I can't wait. I could talk about the new Warbond that just came out.
And
Scrotum scrollers.
Nerd.
Scrotum scrollers.
all right, listen, before we get into all the gaming news, which you care about, Blabs very intently put this on the run sheet today. Maybe the most important thing you see today. Blabs, I would like for you to preface why you felt this was so important to share. With
I
our
didn't
wonderful
feel it
audience.
was important, but I thought everyone should be educated on how a doll receives their hair, and it's interesting. So here we go. Look, guys.
Look, guys, look at this.
Isn't that wild? If that was me, my thumb would have like a million stitches on it. Isn't that crazy? Look at that go.
That's terrifying.
Isn't that wild? Look at that. Go
Scary.
fast. You don't think that's wild? Look at that. Craig.
What happens if you get your hand stuck in that thing?
That's what I'm saying. Isn't that insane?
Do you end up just like a bunch of hairs? on
Well,
your
you have a hairy palm.
But then we also have this
Oh,
one.
we have more. Oh, good, good.
To continue on how to make a stuffed toys. Look at this, guys. This is insane. It's like blowing up your friend.
What's that, Blabs?
Whoop, blowing up your friend.
Mm.
Wow.
What?
Isn't that Build-A-Bear?
It's Build-A-Bear, Blabs. You see this every?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a mall?
Yeah, when I was 4, I got to build a bear.
Well, then you saw this already. Everybody's seen this before.
Yeah, but I just thought it was cool. It's like almost satisfying. I just go.
She's out of control.
You're so dumb.
You know what? You know what?
Oh, here it comes. Shut up, bitch. Here we go. Wait for it.
Shut up, bitch.
You shut up.
Yeah, you shut up. All right. Well, thank you for that, Blabs. Really appreciate you bringing some great knowledge to the show today.
Comments, Blab blows her friends.
That's what I heard. That's insane. So with that said, speaking of also insane, we had a real life death yesterday. We talked about it on the show. O.J. Simpson passing away from cancer. You know, all the reports on this, by the way, said his family said that he passed away. But have we seen proof of death? Have we seen dead OJ yet? Just a question. But
That's an Alex conspiracy right there.
Right, it is.
just throwing it out there. Maybe he truly is off to find the killer, and maybe he's living in Zimbabwe or something. Who knows?
Some vigilante justice.
Yeah, who
OJ
knows?
Batman somewhere out there.
Well, either way, there's a lot of opinions about this yesterday. A lot of people were, there's some people who were happy that OJ died. Some people were upset that OJ died, and some people are still clinging to the fact that he didn't do it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I think,
Right?
I think Caitlyn Jenner got it right.
Well, speaking of Caitlyn Jenner, she tweeted, "Good riddance, OJ Simpson." So for all you crazy wokies out there, what are you going to do now when Caitlyn Jenner is out there? I don't know. Hey, what are your thoughts on OJ Simpson?
I heard his last words were, "I did it." I mean, it's like,
Wouldn't that be as he's dying of
Just
cancer?
as he's going out.
I did it. Oh man.
Like, got you, bitches.
What's that line from Game of Thrones? I want them to know it was me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, a little deathbed confession
Yeah,
there.
right.
But you know what's ironic about Caitlyn Jenner, like bad mouthing OJ? It's like his entire family, or their entire family, wouldn't be anyone without OJ, because the Kardashian's father was like the lead defense attorney on that OJ team.
Yeah.
So we have to thank OJ for bringing us the Kardashians.
I thought that we had to thank Kim and her infamous tape for getting them.
Well, nobody would have cared about Kim if it wasn't for her dad.
People like to put Kim Kardashian as like the one who started the sex tape. They're wrong. That was the lady from the 90s with the boobs, Tommy Lee.
Pam and Tommy.
Pam and Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first big sex tape. I remember like hearing about that, and it was like, oh my god, like, and the idea that it was an actual tape too.
Right.
You know,
Did you watch the movie they made with
No.
like
Oh, it's
Seth
Sebastian
Rogen
Stan.
or
was it?
Sebastian Stan and all
Yeah,
them?
yeah.
There's a talking penis.
Oh.
You stare right down the barrel of that thing. It's just speaking to you. It's wild shit, man.
Wow.
Yep.
welcome to Side Schoolers,
Tommy
everybody.
Lee.
I just want to point out that Craig literally said the lady with the boobs.
Yeah, but
Like,
we all know,
wow, who
and-
would have
and
thought that
Pamela
women have
and listen,
boobs?
go down the line. Everybody knew exactly who I was talking about in this room. Everybody in here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
They got-
don't.
90s and boobs.
That's right.
Pamela
Pam,
Anderson.
Pam Anderson. That's right.
Does Blabs know that penises talk?
Yeah.
I don't know, Blabs. Do you know penises talk?
Have you seen The Boys?
Blab, did she bounce? Did she
She's
bounce?
Blab watched The Boys. Season
Good,
2.
good for Blab.
I'm gonna let Craig stew for a while.
Does she know who Love Sausage is?
Oh my God! All right, let's move on to another inappropriate thing. That is a reboot of a movie. We are seeing a reboot of something that I just don't even know needs to happen. Of course, all reboots apparently.
Yeah.
Scary Movie is getting a reboot. Which, did you know that the series ended?
Yeah.
This is the spoof, I guess, that started.
Yeah.
Like after Scream, I
Right.
guess
it
the
was kind of
original
like
Scream.
an airplane kind of thing for the 90s, but for horror.
Yes.
Yeah, there was like this whole like series of like movies that like Not Another Teen Movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not another action movie.
They did a
the one
superhero one.
They made fun of 300. It's a whole franchise.
Yes.
Yeah, and they just got worse and worse as they went along.
Oh, yeah.
Like Scary Movie was actually like a pretty funny, like, you know, kind of take on the horror movies like
Mhm.
Scream and stuff like that. But as they went along, it just got so cringy.
Are they
Bad.
spoofing scary movies or are they spoofing new horror movies?
These are great.
What I mean is are they spoofing the scary movies?
Yes.
How do I say that?
Is the reboot spoofing Scary Movie, the franchise,
right,
or actual scary movies that are released
Yeah,
today?
and the
Yes.
other ones. Yeah.
I would and if they're rebooting it, why don't they just continue it and say Scary Movie 8 or whatever, you know? But I'm with you on all that. I think it's crazy. Blabs, you have some stats about Scary Movie.
Yeah, so also I have the years that they came out, just for everyone's context. So it was in 2000, 2001, 2003, 2006, and then one in 2013, just by itself.
Oh wow,
But
it's been that long.
Yeah, so the grand total for all 5 movies at the worldwide box office is just under like 900 million.
Wow.
Dang.
I want to ask Craig and Blaine, have you guys seen Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking
Yep.
juice in the hood?
I have not.
Mm-hmm. That's some good stuff. I mean, I would expect you to have seen that at some point.
I actually haven't.
No, I'm just.
Well, you know, I mean,
It's good stuff. Yeah, no, I love, like, you're right. The original of these like parody movies, the spoofs, are always really good, and then they just kind of jump off the deep end and suck. But
How much of that 900 million is the first movie?
I was just about to say the exact same
So
thing.
actually, it didn't make as much the first. Oh wait, I'm looking at it backwards. Haha, yes, you're correct. So, $277 million for Scary
Okay.
Movie back in 2000, and then the 5th one back in 2013 only made $78 million.
If I'm remembering correctly, that movie was our first introduction to Anna Faris.
I think you're right.
Oh, Scary Movie? Yeah.
Sidney Prescott role, yeah.
No, she was in the Hot Chicks. So whichever came first, the Hot Chick or Scary Movie, they were like right around the same. Like,
No, but
within
she was like the
years.
lead in Scary Movie. So like, you know, she was in like the entire film.
well, we got a reboot coming, and I'm sure the Wayans brothers will be associated it in some way, shape, or form. So, all right, let's move on. Do you guys have Roku?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, your data has been breached. And there you go. That's the story. Don't
Right.
you feel like shit?
You know,
Um,
these days my data gets breached at least every other week. I think at
Oh,
this
yeah.
point.
Well,
So,
after being in
Mhm.
tech and starting this app and seeing how all of this works, you can talk to a marketing company or any of these platforms for like 5 minutes, and you realize that you have a profile. You can try and stay off grid as much as you
No.
want. They know every time you take a shit. Like, I mean, seriously.
Listen, there have been many times where I'm like, how does it know that about
Mhm.
me? You know, like it's really pretty insane to say the least. And
When you say that data has been breached, was it credit card information or was it just like login information?
here's the problem with that: is I read the headline. I didn't really go much deeper than that outside of
show prep, man. Show
But
prep.
my thing is that I think that if you go online and you're not, I think you're very ignorant if you think that your data isn't just floating around there somewhere right now. Like, everybody has data all over the place on every platform, and that's just kind of how it is. And that, you know, at a certain point, you're not gonna be able to put it back in the old toothpaste.
everywhere from your DMV information to what kind of pasta you like to buy at the grocery store is floating around.
All right. Well, and these big
So-
breaches with cards happen constantly too. Someone somewhere has your credit card number, and it's just a matter of if they've decided to pick yours to steal your
Mhm.
shit yet or not.
That's really comforting. Thanks for that. Appreciate that. Speaking of comforting, Shiny King came in with the 5, says, can't believe DSP outlasted the juice. Dark Side Phil outlasting the juice.
Nothing can kill Dark Side Phil.
And Shiny King says, can Salty please tell Blabs to get in her tower? Oh, that's a great thing we need to do. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, who needs? You need to be the representative
What do I
for
do?
the show. Just look directly into the camera.
Okay.
And tell Blabs to go back into her tower.
Blabs, Your Majesty, go back to your tower, please.
No, don't do the Your Majesty thing.
She said she wanted to be called Your Majesty before we started the
She
show.
did say that.
Doesn't matter what
That was
Blabs.
her
says.
program.
All right, take
I got
two.
your back, Blabs.
Take two, Alex.
Blabs, get back to your tower. Is that better?
Perfect.
Okay, cool.
Hi, Blabs.
Hi, I timestamped it.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Wonderful.
I appreciate the Your Majesty pronoun bit. Thank you for trying to,
Thank you.
use my pronouns.
See,
No
now
one
everybody's-
else does. I'm very oppressed here.
Everybody's calling you a simp.
Yeah,
and-
you're gonna
Yeah.
get
Simp?
Scrotum
Am I a
scroller.
Blab simp?
Blab's gonna beat the shit out of you.
Break my nose in the car when
I'll
we're
step
driving.
on you.
Stop talking.
Blabs always goes back to I want to step on you. It's really
Yeah.
uncomforting.
That's like the only thing I can do, right? I can't actually beat anyone up. I'm 5'4".
She's more Mistress Blabs.
Yeah.
Yes, like I'm telling you, it's really as it's really uncomforting.
There's some deep-seated kink stuff coming out with this one, for sure.
Like I agree. I think I don't want to, as her internet dad, I don't want to even talk about that. It's weird.
Everyone should have heard what she was telling us before the stream.
Crazy.
You heard nothing.
Spartacus came in, said hilarious thing about the Wuhan. When we were just learning about it, Crowder got suspended from YouTube for a week for telling people how to make masks based on the CDC website. Insane and messed up. Well, it's not like we didn't know that there was just insanity happening at that time, for sure.
Mhm.
For the Emperor says, "Go Astros." Oh, fuck yourself, Blabs.
Blobs of Tower Turret for $2. Hold them hostage with supers till FNT.
Hey, that sounds great.
Right.
Let's go.
I can think of worse ways to go.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll stay on as long as you guys want to keep us here. Let's
One of
go.
those, oh no, don't.
Mongo says a couple of years ago, someone got caught playing Mario Kart on the mega screen at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. Yeah, I actually do remember seeing that.
That's
Legend.
awesome.
Legend.
Yes. Joe came in and says, "Hey y'all, wise man once said, he who wears masks alone in the car wears a condom alone in bed." Thanks, Joe. Appreciate that. Rim Dog says Elvis used to rent a theater and stop the picture for pee breaks and rewind the film and rewatch his favorite parts. His favorite film was The Party. Oh, thanks, Rim Dog. Nice little Elvis tidbit of knowledge right there. Bjorn came in as a brand new member. Thanks, Bjorn. Appreciate that. That puts set 3 today. Let's go. And 427 Arbok said, Craig, that thumbnail is giving me a neuron activation. Need to examine your sources for some highly specific research later. Yeah, just Google Fat Chun-Li. You can find all sorts of information
I
there.
thought he was talking about my picture.
Yeah.
No.
Your new nickname is Fat Chun-Li.
Magnum
I
North.
like it. I like my Chun-Li's fat. Yes.
Just
All right.
let the silence.
I don't know. I don't know what
Just
just
let the silence. It's okay.
Love that. That's good.
Awkward.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
THICC.
Magnum Norse came in and says, Craig, say the word. I don't know what word you're talking about. Snuffleupagus. There you go. Thanks. I will. Thanks. Andrew came in and says, if it weren't for OJ, then Caitlyn would still be Bruce.
Good point.
Mm.
Mhm.
It's very true.
Magnum Norse came back, says, the weenus connection is deep, so deep that they can't connect no more. All right. All right.
A dick.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Obama's brother. All right, let's keep on moving. Let's get into some serious stuff. Now we're getting into this is video games right here. This is video games. Let's go over to learning the law over on X, as we've talked about the Star Wars Outlaws game that has been all the rage over the last few days, and been all the rage based off of the lead character and how she kind of looks like she's been hit by a trash can a few times. And the people behind this game, the developers, Massive Entertainment, want you to let you know that oppression is real, and they want you to know what equality looks like. So let's go over to that Twitter thread there, Blabs. And let's take a look at this guy, right? Look at him. He looks like a guy that's been oppressed his life. He wants to let you know that equality means renouncing all forms of oppression, right? which is good as he wears his Gucci
This
Gucci
guy
sweater.
is terrifying. Look at him.
What is that symbol? What's
I know,
it
they're all
doing?
doing
It's
this.
the
So-
Illuminati.
Oh my god, look at his nails. Oh, he paints his nails. What a femboy. Anyway,
Well,
go on.
with his equality to him, I'm sorry, me, which how dare we assume his pronouns with his stuff. By the way, they're doing this because
It's
it
an
needs
equal.
equal
Oh,
signs.
oh,
Yes,
okay.
I know it's very hard to. It's stupid.
Very edgy.
Yes. Equality means that all people, regardless of their birth or background, deserve the same respect and opportunity. For some, this will mean being provided aid so they may aspire to rise above social, mental, and physical friction. By the way, this is a very long definition for equality. I'm just going to throw it out there, which might otherwise prevent them from succeeding. We're all in this boat together, and we don't have long on this ride. Be kind, be weird, be free. Trans rights are human rights. Well, good for you, bud. And I'm just gonna go on I'm just gonna throw it out there. I feel like this guy's been to a drag show or two. Maybe he's starting a couple.
Look at his
but
eyes.
He does have crazy eyes, doesn't he?
Yeah, no thanks. Pass.
And then we got this next lady here who, like, I don't know.
Also pass.
I mean,
They're
she
all
looks like she could star in a horror film.
Right? She looks like she'll be like, reet with a knife.
Right. And on the sidewalk, just going, re, or whatever passes her by because
She
she's
looks
upset.
like she punches her Simpson in the nose.
Right.
She
Right.
looks very angry.
And this, like, talk about gaslighting here. What equality means to me. Not having to do other people's emotional labor.
Wow. She sounds like she's a real fun person to hang out with.
Right. This true winner here.
Get her on this show.
Yeah.
What exactly does emotional, like, what a 2020s word, emotional labor.
I'm still trying to process it, but also, who is asking for this from this video game company? Who gives even half of a shit when they think about this?
Right.
Like,
Nobody. That's the problem. Nobody cares. Nobody wants this stuff, and that's the pushback on this. So,
Right.
And then we have this final she/her. I'm imagining. For me, equality is providing cerebral opportunities to women where they can be a mother and CEO at the same time, and no one question about how they manage it all. Well,
They don't manage it all. Their nanny manages the children.
I don't, hey, whatever. I think this is this equality thing is like the dumbest shit I've ever seen. It's so virtue signaling, and it seems like it's passed down from like the corporate gods who are like, listen, we need to make sure, we need to make a corporate statement. It's crazy to see this stuff. Now, Gary actually wanted to make his own statement yesterday, and he did at the F&T meetup. So good on Gary right there for really getting on the bus with this equality thing, which is at least I will say this about this whole thing. At least it wasn't equity. And they're asking for equality, which is a shift because previously equality was a good thing, and now equality is a bad thing.
Right.
So, but
I see a group picture coming up later today where all of us are
do that.
doing the thing. Yeah,
that's right. Good for you guys.
Throwing the gang signs, the straight edge gang signs.
Yeah.
Good for you guys. Let's talk about this. Let's go to this next story, Blabs, about the hyper light breaker thing. Can you pull that up, please? The hyper light breaker story. This is from the community manager, correct, Blabs?
Yeah.
Right. Let's go pull that up first. This is from Cabrutus, who is now living in Japan of all things, which is fun and crazy. Says this is the person, the community manager. Yes, another one from a game that is in with a Sweet Baby Ink Detector curator group. It's called Hyper Lightbreaker. According to her, this collective that she helps running called GUMBO needs more diversity because there's not enough women in there. Then again, according to her, the solution is to start hiring based on sex now. I mean, that's Cabrutus's perception of it, as if hiring based on sex has anything to do with what making a good game, right? So she goes on this little rant about it, and we wanted to do a little digging on what GUMBO is. So Blabs, you have some information about GUMBO?
Yes. So GUMBO, guys, is located in the heart of Dumbo, which is Games Under Manhattan Bridge Overpass. So they are like a little indie developing company in New York City. And what do? GUMBO is a nonprofit dedicated to fostering a community of independent game developers in New York City. Our mission is to provide safe for those creators to work and collaborate, as well as connecting them with the resources to help them succeed in a highly competitive market. But there's more. So if you scroll down, it says that they have a women's thing, but where the hell did it go? Hang on, please hold while I find it again. There's like so many different pages.
Please hold.
Well, okay, here we go, guys. Our events. We also host a Women in Games meetup for female identifying femme individuals in the New York City games community. If you female identify, which is literally anyone who ever wants to identify as a woman.
Yeah, like
so
that
dude
Asian
for the
guy
one
in the
day.
background. Yeah.
So we can all go if we want. We just have to declare our pronouns at the door.
Yes,
Yeah,
this has
you
been
just be a
established.
femme
Yeah.
Later, just put on a wig.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to put on a fucking wig.
Not anymore.
Might be a good place to pick chicks up.
Yeah.
My dad's middle name is Lynn, and he was dealing with a health company recently, and they have to go through a company like this to deal with their health care. And so he was talking to him, and all of a sudden the person goes, "Oh, I see that you've changed your name and you've changed it to Lynn because his first name is Joseph." And they're like, "That's clearly a female's name, so you've changed your identity to a woman." And my dad is in his 60s and was like, "Fuck you."
Wait. So were they trying to help him out? Were they
Yes.
like,
No,
it was kind of like wink, wink, nudge, nudge?
No, they just straight up said the quiet part out loud. They're like, you can actually get better service, better prices, everything if you just identify as a trans person.
Wow.
Straight up.
Wow.
We are
Just
all
told-
trans now.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
I'm a little upset that they co-opted Gumbo.
Right.
Because there ain't nothing better than a good gumbo.
Yeah, when I googled gumbo, all I was getting was shrimp, and I was like, "This isn't
Yeah.
right."
Yeah.
No, that's a very, very prominent food, Blabs. You ever had
I
gumbo
know.
before?
I like shrimps. It's one of my favorite foods. Okay, Craig. The more you know.
Vader, where are you on starting your gaming consultant company? What was it called again?
Oh, Fat White Boy Gamers. Yeah.
It's a consultant firm.
Yeah.
So we can tell people how to make successful games.
That's right. Well, I do own whiteboygamers.com. I want to let you know that, yes, I am the owner of White Boy Gamers.
Oh, you're our competition.
gotta
Yes.
buy
Oh,
it from
man. Yeah.
Maybe we can work a deal here.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a partnership for sure.
That's right. I also own MuslimGirlGamers.com as well.
Oh, that's probably a really good one.
Yes, it's a hot spot. It was very
You can't
competitive.
play during Ramadan. No gaming during that whole month.
So this company is they're producing this game called HyperLight and that game is set. It's being wishlist on Steam right now. And I'll tell you what, when you see stuff like this, obviously with the SBI attachment, that group, and I've talked about this a few times on the show. That group and the number of people that are in that group, it's over 350,000 people at this point. And if you were to put a $60 price tag on those, that group is worth over $25 million in sales. So that's $25 million for the sales saying no right off the bat, just from your involvement with this company. It's crazy. It is crazy. So be on the lookout for HyperLight coming soon to Steam. There you go. By the way, from Gearbox as well, Gearbox Publishing. They're the ones who put the money behind that. So for fuck's sakes, there we are. This is what we're doing.
I
How long
like
do you
the
think
name-
it'll go ahead, Blabs?
I was gonna say I like the name better, the gumbo, than Sweet Baby Inc. At least it sounds like food and not something really creepy.
How long do you think it'll be before these studios wake up to the idea that they could make more money by not hiring these consultants?
Right.
Well, I think they're going to hire them. Just say, don't include us on your website, and the only way you can find out that they were associated with it is through the credits of the video game. Like that's going to be a part of it. You see that with SBI, they've scrubbed their website because they don't want companies, associated, or the companies don't want to be associated with them, at least publicly. So yeah, it's a mess, man. It is a mess. And like I said, $25 million worth of sales just from the association with that. That's good God, that's crazy. Let's go to another company here that is very near and dear to my heart. And I've always loved this company. And to see them do this is just batshit insane. And I have so many questions associated with this. And I'm talking about Capcom. Capcom has created some of the best franchises in history. Obviously, I love Street Fighter. You go down the list of Resident Evil and all the other great franchises that Capcom has produced. But this is from Grum's earlier today. He released this right before we went lives. Capcom goes full woke in their localization, changes characters, gameplay, and more for DEI. This is from their Osaka-based localization team, which is full of Westerners in localization who are extremely left-leaning and control the narrative. How do I know? My insider scoop posts tomorrow. So here's the thing about all this. There are tentacles to what Cabrutus and Grums have created. There are sources all over the industry that have gone out of their way to reach out to them privately. I know this because they've told me this. And there's so many things simmering below the surface here that are going to come to fruition here in the next month, 2 months, that are going to blow your fucking mind. And you're going to be like, are you serious? And as party is going to go, are you serious? And the other half's going to go, yeah, of course, because we all saw this coming. But let's go back to that. The idea of what localization is, Blabs. This is via the Capcom Localization Team X handle. What is localization? Embark on a global adventure through the lens of game localization. Beyond mere translation, we're diving into the art of cultural adaptation, preserving context, and inclusive storytelling. Let's go to the next slide here. Character design and development must be culturally sensitive. I pointed this out earlier before we went live, but this is the same company that has a representative from Brazil that is a giant fucking monster, Blanca. Like, what? That's very culturally sensitive, huh? I just a fascinating. And the entire Street Fighter lineup is made up of more or less stereotypes.
It's people from different countries, like all of them.
Yes. Which is amazing. So as we scroll down with the inclusive, by the way, the rainbow, like it's just the inclusive language and representation. This involves adapting not only the linguistic aspects, but also addressing gender-specific language, cultural norms, and diverse prospects.
It's just word salad.
Yeah, it's word salad. It really
absolutely is.
Every time. It's just nothing but jargon. It makes no sense.
They all use these
terms that nobody else knows about.
Right. These terms and language that they just jumble all together, and none of it makes any sense.
Here is the most fascinating thing about this is they talk about cultural norms. This is not the cultural norm in the West. Like this is something that's trying to be force fed down, and it's being rejected to half court. People are straight up mutumboing this shit, and they're saying no, and it's a select few people who are making this a priority. This is like walk around fucking Las Vegas and tell me how normal this shit is. No, it's not normal at all. Walk around walk around not San Francisco, walk around not LA, walk around not New York, and tell me how normal this is.
It's just
not
a bunch of disconnected people just like huffing each other's farts all day. Like they're not connected to any sense of reality.
Well, what really sucks though is, as you go down into the tunnels underneath all these casinos where I work and live, because I work in the casinos,
right.
And all over the walls is splattered these mission statements and diversity statements and everything. So they're literally trying to brainwash us.
I mean, it's propaganda.
Because it's propaganda. It's like it's everywhere behind the scenes.
So they literally have it painted on the wall.
Oh yeah, I'll show you a picture of our diversity and inclusion statement that's plastered on the wall right next to our employee lunchroom.
Wow,
it's wild.
When you were talking about underground, I thought you were going to lead
no.
into like the bold people.
There's a whole
stuff
network of
big.
tunnels and stuff underneath every one of these casinos.
Right.
It's crazy how big it is.
Well, Craig, I don't know if you know this.
Yes.
But, Capcom has a big headquarters here in Las Vegas.
Really?
And their primary business nowadays is actually slot machines. It's gaming machines that they like export out to like the casinos and around the world, and that's where they make the bulk of their money. It's not actually from these games. Right. And so the way I read this is that basically Capcom is sacrificing their video games for the sake of the free DEI money that they get from BlackRock that they can then use to make even more slot machines to make even more money. So that's how I'm reading this thing.
You said they have a studio space and
it's a corporate headquarters.
Corporate headquarters here.
Konami does too.
Wow.
Yeah, Konami's. You'll pass it on the interstate.
What? Okay, I got some time to kill this afternoon. Do you think that anybody would be available to speak to me if I was to make my way to their corporate headquarters and ask about this?
I mean, because these are all their gaming related businesses.
I know, but it's corporate headquarters. I don't know, and I realize we're talking about like the Japanese aspect of it too. I think that may be worth making a trip over and maybe Ubering over there and saying hello. Just asking questions.
Might have gotten Capcom and Konami confused.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So
okay.
Konami
I know Konami's definitely
Konami's in here. Yeah, for sure. They have a huge building on sunset.
I mean, at a certain point, we got to start asking these companies these questions.
Right.
Like, tell me, in what reality is this a cultural norm in the West? Right? Like,
Isn't it less of a thing in the East?
Well,
though?
that's exactly what I was
The
gonna
East
say.
is like way more
Oh,
prejudiced.
they
than the
don't
West
they
on
don't give
this
a
kind of
crap
stuff.
about this stuff in Japan. I don't
Yeah.
think.
Right. And they're probably not pushing it over there. It's kind of like when they do the movie posters in like China and stuff.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
take the black people off the poster, and you're like, what the hell is happening?
There are 0 trans people in China.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's less of a norm on the Asian side of things. So like I don't know why it's being injected into Western culture like this. It's so crazy.
Well, it's all the Chinese money trying to destroy us from within.
Oh, conspiracies.
No, that's
Hey,
not a
trying to take us
conspiracy.
down.
Well,
It's not a conspiracy.
here's the other part of this, which is, I think, the most important thing. You know, we were talking about the you mentioned the show on Amazon, the Fallout show, before we went live.
Yeah.
Vader and I were talking about that, and he was like, "It's a good show." You know, like there's not a whole lot of shit thrown in your
I mean,
face,
it's there.
right? And you said something effective like there's a trans person in
There's
it,
a trans person in
and but like who the fuck cares? Because it's not like, hey, I'm a trans person. By the way, I want to let you know if there's a rainbow flag, and now let's go shoot this guy. You know,
But you know what's crazy about it? Because I watched the episode 2, and the minute this character shows up, it's supposed to be a guy, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, that's a girl
Mhm.
pretending to be a guy, right? Because
Right.
like you can just tell because of the voice.
Mhm.
And it just takes you out of the show every time they do it. And then they use like the they them pronouns when referring to them.
Yeah.
And the person referring to them is like this Brotherhood of Steel priest who like just doesn't give a, like they'd kill you in a second if like you were against their dogma or whatever, and yet he's taking the time to use the proper pronoun. and it's just like it was so weird, and it just took me out of the show like every time it happened. But luckily, like it didn't last all that long.
Yeah.
But you could just tell I was watching this. And Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy, like they never put anything like this in any of their other shows. And I'm like, I wonder if this was something
Amazon.
where Amazon mandated
Oh,
that
yeah.
they have to have
Yeah.
this, and so they just did the best that they could with it.
have you seen what Film Thread has put out over the last 6 months or so about all the
D files?
Yeah, it's amazing, and it goes so much deeper than that. But here's the issue I have more than anything, right? You want to represent cultures and stuff. Awesome, fucking A, do it, right? You want to make sure that China looks like China and that India looks like India and all this stuff. Here's the biggest issue: is the next slide, Blabs. The importance of context. It says lost in translation. Nah, preserving the vibe is key. Jokes, references, and even gameplay elements might need a cultural remix. So, like, what does that mean in a fighting game? Let's play. You're saying you're playing Street Fighter, right? Are you not allowed to fight? Is Chun-Li not allowed to fight a man, or vice versa in certain parts of the world, right? Maybe certain culture, in certain cultures, women don't fight, or women aren't allowed to fight, or whatever. Do they not sell that game? Do they not ship the game? Do they change the game because
Well, you know what it'll be. So, like in every fighting game, there's always one overpowered character, and they're going to introduce a trans female character.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That is just way OP, and like everyone will just play that character because it's the easiest way to win.
Right. It's going to be like a Echo from the new Marvel show. It's
yeah.
going to be like blind, amputee. You just like how
Blind,
many
deaf,
boxes?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you go, by the way, Blabs, if you can go to the initial, I'm going to put this in the private chat for you to pull up. If you can go to this, Blabs, this is the actual tweet that they made, the Capcom localization team, and you see the response down below from people. Like, people are responding to this like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, people are just throwing it right back in their face because people don't want this in their games.
No.
They don't want it at all. And Sayel says it perfectly. He says, make your game for the non-existent modern audience, and you'll receive their non-existent money.
That's it.
Like,
Right.
nailed
Happens time and time again. Like Kater said, like how long is it going to take before they figure it out? It's so strange.
He nails it though. Like, this is a non-existent audience, and I don't know where and when this whole thing started. The idea that, well, the male gamer is not your audience. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like my suspicion is that this started with the ESA, the Entertainment Software Association, when they put out these demographics of gamers, and it said that it's like 48% of gamers are women or something like that.
Mhm.
Which I think if you were to,
But if you take mobile gaming out of
Right.
that,
100%.
Like 8%.
So they're counting my wife who plays Bejeweled for 5
exactly.
minutes
Yes.
as a
Well,
gamer.
And I think they're also catering to a lot of these critics, right? Because the critics are towing this line all the way across the board, right? And you want good reviews, you want good opinions from these people. So if they're catering to what these critics are begging for, they're like, oh, see, they're happy with it. We don't give a shit what the regular people think.
Companies are terrified that somebody's going to call them a phobe on Twitter.
Well, I'll tell you this: if somebody went after like Vanguard and BlackRock and prevented them from shelling out money for these initiatives, it would dry up overnight.
Maybe we should call Vanguard and BlackRock phobes and see how they like it.
That's a great idea.
Just go right after them, you know? Yeah.
You know, I was just thinking about all these word salad tweets that we just went through.
Mhm.
Somebody needs to put like an AI thing together of Kamala Harris
Right.
reading all those tweets.
That'd be perfect.
Put her cackling laugh in there every once in a while. That would be funny.
Anthony came in with the $10 super chat, says, yeah, no, respect is earned, not given, and people are not equal. Thank you, Anthony. Ryoji came in, says, is it any surprise that these people from Massive are hideous? Oh, all the people, yeah, all the people talking about that. Not exactly attractive people. Nash Thunderclap came in, says, yeah,
It's my favorite name.
the next step in games is to cast men voice actors in the women's roles. Chris Pratt will be Lara Croft. The circle will be.
I would love it if they did that. That'd be so funny.
And Zlykson Doppelganger says time to stop buying Capcom, I guess. Yeah, I know, sad face. Nissan says to Massive Entertainment from Degeneration X. We've got 2 words for you. Thanks, Nissan.
Wrestling reference.
That's right. Key JX says, you know what Helldivers 2 reminds me of now? The forgotten Capcom game Lost Planet. Did you ever think that they can remake this with Helldivers style? Well, Key, I don't think
remember that game.
Just based off the story we just read, I have a feeling you probably don't want that to happen. Just stick with Helldivers. So, which, by the way, Helldivers Talk coming shortly. It's crazy. Joe came in and says, after the success of beat 'em up games coming back, I hope Capcom would bring us Final Fight 4 someday. Now I don't want that anymore. Thanks, Joe. Maple came in and says, it's funny these Japanese companies don't believe in DEI, but they sure like to take the money. Thanks, Maple. And Zach came in as a brand new member. Let's go, Zach. Really appreciate that.
I got some mumble rants.
Oh, that's wonderful too.
All
Thank
right,
you.
60 Watts says, can we just cue up the Franklin meme? Oh shit, here we go again. Seems to be today's theme.
Yeah.
Jared says, I think it'd be really funny if Blab snuck up behind someone and kicked them in the balls and pour pickle juice on them and say, drink my pickle juice. Laugh my ass off. Well, thanks, but thanks
Okay.
for the idea.
All right.
That sounds
Sounds
very
good.
violent.
Yeah.
CG Hero says, Craig, you should watch Lord of the Rings theatrical versions on locals first. Then you could rent a theater to watch the extended versions at a later time.
That's, you know what? That is actually a really good that's a really good idea.
Bad idea.
Yeah, because we talked about watching the theatrical version first. I
He's
don't
like, write
mind
that down, write that down.
I don't mind that idea. That's a good solution to this quandary that
Don't
that
mess with my
Gary put us
schedule.
in. Yeah,
That's
Gary,
right.
Gary really fucked this up, didn't he?
He did.
All right.
B. Barrett says, mega trans, man. Thanks.
Okey-dokey.
I think we're all caught up. Yep.
All right. Let's go to our next story here. As Nintendo is at it again, man, they really hate emulators. They've gone out of their way.
They're the Apple of video games.
They are protective, man.
Yeah, man. It's that walled garden. They want to control every last bit of it.
Well, they even go after YouTubers. Like if you dare to show any gameplay of like Nintendo stuff in your YouTube
Really? I didn't
video,
know that.
They'll strike you
Because
for it.
I have one of those little like $80 and it has like 800 Nintendo games
right.
on
The
it.
mini Super.
The
or
little
whatever.
mini Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And my kids and I play the crap out of that all the time.
Well,
on YouTube.
Don't stream it.
I would have.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. In about 20 minutes, you're gonna have the FBI knocking on your door.
Where'd you get that thing from? That was a gift from a fan of our podcast. They sent it to us in the mail. They were like, "Here, we heard you talking about this," and I love it. My whole family, we sit down and play Super Mario 3 and just hang out.
Yeah, it's great.
It's good.
Yeah, I mean those classic games. They're
They're addictive.
And-
And my kids were like, "Dad, this game is impossible," and I'm like, "No, it's not. Let me give me
Yeah,
that
that's
controller.
right.
Let me show you how it's done." Just cruise through the whole thing. Yeah, it's great. I would consider that like introducing the next generation to old school Nintendo games and do it on YouTube, that'd be kind of a cool little show idea.
And you know what's weird is old school games are easier for kids to get into than old movies, for instance.
Yeah.
Like you try to show a kid Citizen Kane, they're just gonna be like bored out of their mind.
Nobody wants to watch that.
But you show them the original, like like Mario Brothers game, and they'll play the crap out of that thing.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's I can speak from experience. My 9-year-old, her favorite game is the original Super Mario Brothers, just the OG. And I've tried to introduce her to other games, but she's like, no, I just like playing this. And she just goes, and when she actually beat it, now she does use saves. She uses like save states on the Switch, which part of me is like, God, I hate that. But the other part of me is like, well, they included it, so like let her do it, right?
I mean, I've seen you stream Mario Brothers all the time. You don't get struck down, right?
No, I don't. No.
So.
But I think it has to do with like the way the emulation is used. Sometime we'll get into it here. Let's get into this story here from The Verge. Discord is actually nuking Nintendo Switch emulator devs, and they're in what's that, Blabs?
Kotaku, not The Verge. It's your favorite company.
No, I'm actually using The Verge story.
Oh, well, fine.
Yeah. Sorry. But yes, Discord is nuking Nintendo Switch servers that from the emulator devs and their entire servers. So. This goes back to Yuzu. I don't know if you guys recall the story from probably a few weeks ago, where Yuzu was a Nintendo emulation company, and they had like a Patreon set up, and people could contribute, and it was like making like 10 grand a month, something. It was pretty good, but they weren't technically charging for their service. It was like, if you'd like to contribute, you can. Anyways, Nintendo came in and they forced them to pay him like $2 million or something like that, and they shut down the website, shut down everything, and it was crazy. But now Nintendo has reached out to Discord, and Discord said Discord responds to and complies with all legal and valid Digital Millennium Copyright Act requests. In this instance, there was also a court-ordered injunction for the takedown of these materials, and we took action in a manner consistent with the court order. That is from the Discord director of product communications. So they came in, and I guess Nintendo was like, hey, you need to take this shit down. And Nintendo, once again, doing what Nintendo does. This goes back to, I like Nintendo.
Right.
I fucking like Nintendo. I played the Princess Peach demo, the game, the one that just came out a couple weeks ago. And my daughters were playing it, and they had so much fun playing that game. It was great. They have all these wonderful characters, and then they go fucking do something like this.
Yeah,
and
it's so protective.
It's a very love and hate relationship, man. Yeah. So, I can't be the only one who feels this way about Nintendo. Who's like, I love it.
That was the console I had when I was a kid. And,
Yeah, I mean, they innovate, and they do a lot of creative things, and they have these characters. It's kind of the Disney or something, of video games.
Yeah,
and all of these iconic characters. But then they're like I said, it's this walled garden. They're so protective, and they just keep kind of doing stuff like this. And it's like, at what point are you kind of getting this bad rep for trying to protect your brand so hard that
you dog the fans for wanting to, like, basically it's free promotion,
right? Exactly.
Because if people are into these streamers that are playing these old school games or whatever, or Nintendo games, like that motivates them to go and buy that product for themselves and play it.
Right. And I mean, they could drum up the older game sales and all kinds of stuff. I mean, Switch has a lot of capabilities, like he said, with his kids and you guys and stuff too. And I just don't see the point in kind of cracking down so hard on this. It's like they should give a little bit of wiggle room.
Well, they don't, and it's shut down now. So congratulations.
don't Switches come packaged with like stuff to be able to connect it?
Yeah, you can play it to a TV.
Yeah, to a TV. Yeah. That's the whole idea. Was you can just plug it in, it goes to the TV, you take it off, you play it on your handheld.
I've never owned one, so
right.
It's a great console, man. So it's really, really great.
The part of that story, Craig, that really bothers me is Discord's role in this type of thing. It's like there's so many communities on Discord, and Discord, just doesn't give a crap. Like they'll shut you down. It's kind of sad, actually. It's the same thing with Patreon. Like if you have like something that the Discord people don't like, they'll just nuke your entire community.
Well, they're scared. They don't want to be sued.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
It's a legal thing. If Nintendo knocks on your door and says, hey, somebody's using your app to do something we don't like, it's a much bigger company. They got much more expensive lawyers. They could pin it on Discord or whatever. So I don't know. they should back up the people that use their apps. They should at least try to fight for them because they're the people that are bringing more people to their app. They're bringing more revenue in for the company, but they're just like no match for something like Nintendo coming over there and saying this is illegal.
I'd be interested to hear Blaine's take on this because, as a guy who has his own app and his software and
Right.
deals with this type of thing, it's like, the great thing about Criticalist is like it's a free speech app. So like you can go on there, you can state your opinion, you don't have to worry about pushback. But,
Right. And
but if you do something like Discord and they're like, oh, you're spreading misinformation or you're doing something a mega corporation doesn't like, we're just going to delete you.
Yeah, it is. It's tough, and we've been getting a lot of scenarios where people are getting nuked off of other platforms, and they're like, "I come over here because I know I can, do what I want to do." And I mean, my thought initially goes to with Discord is like, are they asking the question first? Like, are these people breaking the law?
Mhm.
Like, what have they done illegally? And then maybe even if Discord were to come out and kind of make some type of statement about it as well as far as their position, have they? Do you know, Craig or?
Discord, yeah, they just said Nintendo came knocking, and so we booted them. Yeah,
And
because the law, so.
Right. And it seems like Nintendo just keeps doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know, as a company like Discord, it's like, well, okay, let's prove what they did wrong, and then we'll address if we're going to nuke this or not. Like,
they came with a court order, and the court
Really?
order, yeah. So the court ordering, that's the tough one right there.
Yeah,
So the
yeah,
the
that's
a
court
lot
said-
you can do.
Yeah, no,
That
yeah.
comes knocking.
Yeah. So way to go, Nintendo. You just continue to do it over and over again.
Well, I mean, just look at what Elon Musk did with X, where the
Right.
Brazilian court's like, you can't do this. And Elon's like, fuck you. I can.
Right. Enoch came in and says Craig has never seen the Shawshank Redemption, but he's seen Bros, and that's a lie, by the way. By the way, Shawshank, top 3 movie for me. Says he's seen it so many times that he can identify every contour and fold on Billy Eichner's hinder. What a sick commie degenerate. Thanks, Enoch. Appreciate that. All true.
I thought you said when it was a lie that you were going to say, I've never seen Bros.
Yeah, I thought that was coming too. Yeah.
No, actually, I have not seen Bros, but I have seen Billy Eichner. He was funny on Billy on the Street until he made the movie. Aiden says, I have loved video games since I was 4. It was my form of escapism from reality, especially from work. But I can't believe that Capcom went woke. Fuck out of here. Go Stars. Thanks, Aiden. Appreciate that. 2 more games left, buddy.
He was working at 4 years old. That's hardcore, man.
Playing them games, baby. Retromeister came in with the 10. Says, I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, and with all this BS going on at Capcom, that I'm pretty much done with the series. I'm afraid that the storyline, characters, and both will be ruined with the next game. Well, I guess we'll find out soon. Sooner than later, for sure. And Hayden came in with the $20 super chat. Says Kirsha has showed us all. It is tied to everything, starting with games. YouTube is censoring me for saying the B word. It starts with BRI and ends with DGE. That's bridge. Together, I cannot send the super. Wow, really? That's crazy, Hayden. That is crazy. Have you guys heard of bridge?
No.
Oh, wow. You guys got to go down this. Hayden says YouTube is noticing. Yes, this is the rabbit hole that you guys need to know about. So Kirsha is a phenomenal VTuber, and Kirsha has been on this DEI bridge stuff all along. Bridge is the next step of what this is. And it is tied to literally everything. I fully we've done a show about it, and Kirsha posted a thread on X that is it's insane how deep this goes. Like you see this on a high level, but how deep the tentacles have gotten into every aspect of society. And yes, bridge, BRIDGE.
You did a show about this recently, right?
Yes.
Okay, I did see some of that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's wild, and it's just like you said, it's embedding itself in every last facet of these industries, and it's like scary.
You can't even put the word in. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
But didn't somebody say they couldn't type Trump into a super chat as well?
Yep. They had to put an exclamation point in instead of a U, so it's
crazy.
like, yes. Nissan came in, says the feds are breathing down Discord's neck too, because of the military intelligence leak a few months back from the Air Force reservists. They are scarred. Yes. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Nissan. All right.
I got a Gumbo rant. Wait. Jared says, I thought about Dragon's Dogma 2 at one point, but since this story is about Capcom has come out, I'm not so sure now. Okay, you may continue.
Thanks, Blabs.
I'm here to help.
All right. Let's move on. Let's go to this Disney story real quick. This is batshit and crazy. This is batshit insane. Okay, so little preface, little backstory here. A couple years ago, we know that Gina Carano was fired, let go, whatever, from Disney. And after all the COVID stuff, and specifically, it was she made a post that some people say compared the treatment of, I think it was Republicans to people during the bad time, during the World War II stuff.
Yep.
And people were like, well, that's racist, that's xenophobic, that's whatever, all the instant phobes. So she was like, nah, fuck that. So Elon Musk is now funding the lawsuit against for Gina Carano against Disney, which is like, wow, that's pretty fucking great. And in the lawsuit, Disney has said that they're first and foremost leaning on it's their First Amendment right to fire Gina Carano because she said those things.
Yeah, and it had nothing to do with anything she did at work. It was just a social media post. How does that relate to the First Amendment and giving them an edge on that? This sounds like something Kadish might know. But,
well, it's also a question of like their First Amendment right as a company versus her First Amendment right as an individual.
Right.
But the big thing here is that this was a motion to dismiss the lawsuit by Disney, which basically means like this is their attempt to get it out, make it go away. Bud. And they're basically saying that like, oh, we had the right to fire her because we didn't like what she said, and that's a First Amendment protected thing. And like her claims are basically baseless.
Would it have helped if she said in her Twitter bio, all tweets are my own?
Well, it would have helped if she just put pronouns in her bio,
right?
Because
seriously.
Apparently that was the thing that kicked
the beep boop up thing.
Yeah.
She did. She had them on there.
Yeah, beep boop up.
Yeah. Well, she responded with an X post saying, Disney has confirmed what we've known all along. They will fire you if you say anything they disagree with, even if they misrepresent, malign, and mischaracterize you to do it. They are now on record letting everyone know who works for them that Disney will take any chance they get to control what you say, what you think, or they will attempt to destroy your career. Glad we cleared that up. The First Amendment does not allow Disney to want only discriminate, which is what they have done in my case, and frankly have now admitted they did. If you ever wanted to know, that's what Disney's values are. They just told you. So there you go. It sure seems that way. They're trying to get out of this aspect, and it seems like surely somebody like, and Disney has probably the best lawyers in the world. You're talking about like they got to know that they're just. I don't know.
Did they think that she was going to back down for this? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me either. Like,
were we talking about it? I don't know if it was. I've talked to so many people this week, but I think it's like they thought Gina Carano was just a regular actress,
right?
Who didn't have any money,
right?
Which they didn't realize that she's connected and she's got a big family with a lot of money that lives here in Vegas,
and now she's got
Elon Musk on her side. Like,
right?
They thought that she was just going to go off into the wind. There's no way she's can fight us. We're too big. And then she comes back swinging like a true UFC fighter.
she's a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
That'll tell you something about what her mindset is.
Also, she wasn't going to do anything until the Elon X fund kind of came up. But I'm a little bit confused about her lawsuit. Do you guys know? Is it a wrongful termination lawsuit, or is it like something
like
else?
A defamation thing?
Like
that's a good question.
Because like if it's a wrongful termination thing, then she might have a leg to stand on. But like, Disney can fire people for any reason they want.
Yeah. Right. It also depends. Is Disney's corporate headquarters in California? Because California has different laws on letting people go than say anywhere else
if
in
it
the
was
country.
Florida or
Florida or whatever.
Yeah, I do. I actually think from what I recall, it's California.
Yeah.
And in that situation, you can't discriminate for all sorts of different.
They have a
things.
lot of laws about employment and when you can and can't let people go. So yeah, California, especially if she's part of the union with the Screen Actors Guild, right?
Well, and so many of these other actors, which like Kadish said, they can technically fire for whatever reason they want. But on the same hand, it's like they've got a laundry list of all these other actors that have worked for them, including Pedro Pascal on the exact
said
same show.
Similar things,
exactly,
just in a different, leaning in the other direction.
Right.
Well, they also have, I don't know if it's standard for Disney, but they have a lot of the stuff for their executives where it's at like a I forget the exact name of it, but it's like a mortals clause,
Mm.
where basically like if you run into a Jonathan Majors situation where he does something that is like publicly harmful to the company in terms of like perception, they have the right to evoke the mortals clause and fire him, just because it's like, you know, we don't want to be associated with someone who could potentially damage the reputation of the company or the brand of the company.
Right.
And so like if that was a standard thing that, you know, is for all their actors, basically like they could fire Gina just for a perceived thing that they think could be bad for them.
Yeah.
So it really just comes down to like what the strategy is for her team and suing Disney, and whether or not Disney like has any like protection against it. Like I think if she's going after a wrongful termination, she might have a leg to stand on, but if she's going for like defamation or conspiracy, or I don't even know like what it is she's suing Disney for. But it might be a harder uphill battle. But I think that the fact that they're just waging it and it's public, that alone can be a win for her, because like, you know, she can come out as the victim and Disney can come out as the bad guy, and they've been getting a lot of bad press lately. So there's definitely that.
You know, you mentioned somebody along here that
Pedro.
Yes, Pedro Pascal. Did you guys see, this is totally a side story here, but did you guys see the Gladiator 2 announcement yesterday?
Is he in it?
Yes, he's in it.
He's in everything.
He's in
of course.
everything now.
There's nothing he's not in.
But wasn't Pedro Pascal, wasn't he really big on representation and making sure that everybody has, you know?
Yeah.
Well, he's, would you like to guess
he's a Roman, I'm sure.
that
right?
he's playing a Roman?
Of course.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Who-
Well, but the thing is, the Roman Empire spanned all of Europe,
All of Spain and all that stuff.
Spain,
Yeah.
Madrid,
Did it-
all that stuff.
Did it span Chile
No.
in America? Because Pedro Pascal is a Chilean American actor.
Yeah.
So what about that representation there, Pedro? Just throwing it out there. Shouldn't it go to somebody from the actual Roman Empire? Just throwing it out there. All right, let's go to our next story here. Let's continue on. This has been a continuous story as we talk about. I had a vote or a tweet kind of pop off yesterday, which is just a kind of a throwaway line, but apparently people on X liked it. Having to deal with all this insanity associated with the Star Wars Outlaws, the way the character looks, and I really just kind of, I feel like I summed it up pretty good in this tweet. I said, no one is saying female or male video game characters need to be overly attractive. They're just saying they don't want them to look like they've been hit by a bus, you know? And I thought about adding something about like being hit by a shovel as well in there. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think that like having attractive video game characters is great. You know, that's fine. Like, but it's not necessary. You know, like I think of like some of the best characters in video games. I think of Street Fighter, like Rufus. Do you know Rufus? Like he's like the overweight big guy, and you know, those are like really fun characters. Rufus is not an attractive character, but he's just like he's like a fat guy, and he's kind of like this jolly fat guy who does all these cool moves and stuff, right?
So happy he's in the game.
You got that representation.
But that's the fun of it, and I don't know. I feel like that sums it up pretty good.
Well, yeah. You know what's interesting is that so the vast majority of gamers, the audience for video games is men. And when I was just playing, you know, MMOs like hardcore back in the day, like, you know, I'd always play like the big muscular like male character, but I had friends who would always choose like female characters to play, and I would always ask them, like, why are you playing as a chick? And they're just like, dude, I'd rather be staring at a really nice ass for like 8 hours as I'm playing than, you know, like a dude's butt or something like that. And it's one of those things where like if you allow players to create their own characters, they always go for like stuff that turns them on, right? Or that they identify with.
Turns into a kink.
Yeah. But when it comes to like video game developers creating characters, it's like they choose they choose violence. They choose the worst possible outcome for it every single time.
I've always wanted to play as characters that are something that I'm not.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, like, just for example, I'll just go back to my decade playing World of Warcraft. I always played a Tauren because Taurens, they're big, brawny, burly, got horns, you know, they're cool. You know, I always like the aesthetic and everything. And that's what I look for when I play a character in the game. I look for a certain aesthetic that I think is fun, and it's never an ugly chick that looks like she got hit in the face with a shovel.
Right.
Ever. You know, I'll play mostly dude characters.
Well, and that's kind of the funny thing too. They say like a lot of the time, actually, that like it's the male gays who like not GAYS but gays, but that likes like the that likes like the buff ripped stuff, right? Like it's actually not for the chicks when they make, you know, Chris Hemsworth look freaking jacked. It's like the dudes being like, yo, I want to look like that, man.
Exactly.
Like,
that makes me want to go to the gym.
Yeah, girls see, these woke girls see other women in movies and like, that's an unrealistic expectation. We see Rambo and we're like, man, I gotta hit the gym.
Right.
I gotta get back to it.
I gotta get down to 2%.
Yeah, man. I want to look like that. Like,
I want to look like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hey, Learning Law put this out on X, and it brings up a really good question when it comes to the look of the Star Wars outlaw character. And like, we're talking about somebody who is extremely attractive. Blabs, let's make that even bigger if we can. But talking about the Polish developer here, who is a $17 million annual revenue versus Sony, which is $100 billion. At the top is the game RoboCop Rogue City, and the bottom is obviously the developer behind Star Wars, and this is Mary Jane, I believe.
That was Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Mary Jane.
Yes,
Wow.
Mary Jane. So it's a great example. Like, we have the technology.
Yeah.
It's right there in front of you. You can see, they break it down right there. Same jaw, chin, distance between lips and all that stuff. It's perfect with the top. And then on the bottom, it's like, take this shovel and hit her in the face.
Toad.
This there's a small indie developer that made Senua's Sacrifice. Have you played that game?
No.
It's a phenomenal game, and the character modeling in that is absolutely stunning. Like, it looks identical to the actress who's doing all the emotes and stuff like that for the character and doing the mo capture.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a small independent developer. It's not AAA gaming anything. It's just a couple of,
Well, can you imagine being one of these women and they're like, yeah, we're going to model the character.
oh,
after you.
sweet. And then you see yourself and you're like, oh no.
Well,
Jesus.
wasn't the Mary Jane thing, wasn't she just an insert from one of the developers or writers or something like that?
It sure seemed like it.
It's never been like proven, but it's like, wow, she sure does look that way,
But if you even go to like Battlefront 2, which is the single player campaign on that, where they hired this actress to play Iden, whatever her name is.
She looks really similar.
She looks exactly like the actress, and the actress was very attractive. And it's like, yeah, they aged her up like throughout like the single player campaign, but I mean, like, like whatever, she still looked like the actress. And this whole thing, it's like, oh, it's too hard to model women in video games. It's like, no, that's not true. It's not true at all.
I don't believe it.
But it is, because they wear makeup. Don't you understand? It's so hard. It's so hard.
Where's that meme? I don't believe you.
I don't believe you. All right, we got Clown World coming up in just a second, as if we're not already firmly entrenched in it. But first, I'd like to let you know that DJ Mike Fury came in with the 10. Thanks, Mike. Says, I wonder if the DEI nonsense Capcom is spewing is because of IGN's article about how RE5 remakes should be made. Seems too coincidental from a timeline perspective. I can't imagine that played a whole lot into it. I think there's larger ideas behind that. The timing of it is very intriguing, and it's just like one stupid article on one stupid website, right? So it doesn't really matter that much.
Does anybody take IGN seriously anymore about anything?
Well, I mean, you can't spell IGN without, or you can't spell ignorant without IGN, right? So Kay came in and says, Capcom news doesn't shock me. And in Mega Man Battle Network remaster, there's a sensitivity warning for lines like a black man praying for chicken. What? There's a sensitivity warning for that? Oh my God.
I want chicken.
I feel like it's more racist to acknowledge that and call a warning to it than actually to do it.
They did the same thing with Tomb Raider too recently.
Oh,
they did a couple of re-releases and they were like, look, guys.
Well, that ties in. Yes.
Yeah, it's all the same stuff. And we're like, we played that game in the 90s and it was amazing.
Well, now you're a bigot. Congratulations. Way to go. You did it.
Apparently everyone was a bigot in the 90s.
That's right. It's a horrible situation where it's nonstop horrible.
My entire generation, we're all bigots.
That's right. Shuhai Yoshida came in with a 5, says, I also hate the woke. That's why I gave Stellar Blade devs many millions of dollars to make Uvi's butt jiggle more. Restory is trash now, by the way. Go ahead and cry, lefties. We're making Tifa's boobs even bigger next time too. Get wrecked, Phil Spencer. Thank you very much. And Coffee Tea Games came in with a 10. Says a good representation. Stellar Blade demo hit over 690,000 daily active users, according to Empire Analytics. And from Shift Up Dev posted, fans play the demo over 50 hours, which scares them and asks fans to chill with the demo. This is why you don't go woke. That's crazy. Wait, so 690,000 active users playing the game for an average of 50 hours?
That's wild.
People are playing the demo for this game for
That's insane.
for 50 hours? My God. Coffee Tea, thank you very much for your direct donation. Frank the Tank came in. Says, Craig, we had the technology back in 2010. Miranda from Mass Effect is a scanned-in face model.
Oh, yeah.
And looks exactly like the woman. Yes, of course. We all know this. And once again, this goes back to the gaslighting. We all know that the technology is there. We've seen it. It's insane.
Wasn't there an IGN info babe in Mass Effect 3 that they scanned her in? Like she was like the girl who did all their news bits.
Right. Yeah, that does sound familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. And she looked just like her real life self in that game.
Right. And they were doing it how long ago?
Right.
And now they're like, no. It's like the whole going to the moon. We lost the technology. No, we just lost the technology.
And then Alex is over here like we never went to the moon.
Stop.
It's just Gino came in with the 5. Says Capcom has always had some obscurity with their games and kept it subtle with no reasons at all, which was great. Now I'm afraid to hear those reasons. Hey Gino, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Appreciate your support. Just Jer Rare Bear says DK is my favorite game character, and I'm definitely not a 7 foot tall, 800-pound gorilla with super strength. I identify with any character you want. There you go. Thanks, Jer Rare Bear. Appreciate that. That is excellent. All right, we got a what?
Ronson for $1 says the localization thing is terrible in anime, subbing and dubbing. The corny lefty assholes make everyone say, "You got this," and other cringy, non-faithful translations. Laughably bad urban dialogue. And General Duality says, "Hail all, I just saw Starship Troopers Extermination just got the big update that changes classes and adds new content. Perfect time for me to get my PC up and running. Can't wait to destroy the bugs." Okay, you may proceed. Thank you, Rumble.
Am I good?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks. No.
Well, I gotta yell to get those Rumble guys in.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys. If you guys are watching over on Rumble, do us a favor, hit the follow button. We're closing in on 7,000 followers over there, which is great. Wow. If it's your first time tuning in over on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button right now. We'd appreciate that. Helps with the stuff here on the YouTubes, which is great. Awesome. Let's finish up. We're gonna put down our landing gear and we're gonna make our way into the descent. We got a little bit of Helldivers 2 conversation coming up momentarily. I think we're going to do a solid 5 minutes on Helldivers 2, which is going to be great. But but before we do, ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday, which means it's time for Clown World.
Clown.
That's awesome. That is so good. the Wayne's World remake of the Wayne's World theme is the best. All right, look, we live in a world where you have to be sensitive towards other people's feelings and their thoughts and how they identify. And actually, no, we don't. We've talked about that many times. That's not real world. This is just something that's being forced on us. But did you know, guys, that I'll tell you, I think just watching this video is very important. The idea that now just complimenting somebody is now transphobic. Wait. Let's watch the first video.
Clear that the compliment, "I had no idea you were trans," is rooted in transphobia.
Pause.
Yeah.
You can't win. So don't even play. Don't even bother. Don't play their games because you're never going to win.
Yeah, don't compliment anyone.
No.
This goes back to, we were talking about holding the door open for women now, and now that's seen as by some people as a scene of toxic masculinity. You know, you can't hold a door open. You can't open a door for a woman. You can't hold an umbrella over a woman during the rain.
And if you don't do that stuff, they're like, "What's wrong with you?"
There's a scene on Curb Your Enthusiasm from a couple seasons ago where Larry's at a door and he sees I think it was a lesbian, but a real like manly. He couldn't tell what he was supposed to do, and he was really confused about whether he was supposed to open the door and be a gentleman or not. And so I think if I remember right, he ended up not opening the door, and the person got pissed. And he's like, I don't know what to do. I can't win.
Right.
It's one of those situations.
I mean, I'm a Southern boy, so it's like we were raised, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, or whatever. So it's like I'm constantly doing that at restaurants. I'll be like, yes, ma'am, whatever. And then I'm like waiting, like, oh God, am I gonna get in trouble for that?
No. Here's the thing: is I use ma'am and sir all the time, right?
Yeah.
To mutuals, even do you see how people respond?
Right.
Like, once again, the vast majority of people, if you say yes, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, it absolutely. Right. And I'm sorry you're from the South, you racist bigot.
I know, hard, man. They think you're a dumbass. They get a little bit of that twang, and they're like, "Oh, you're from the South. You got retarded. Like
you got some white sheets in your closet.
Right, exactly.
Right. Where's the Confederate flag? South lost, you son of a bitch. Racism's over. Anyways,
tomboy girls down there,
right?
Yeah,
getting catfish and stuff.
But it goes back. What's the old famous line from that movie? The only way to win is to not play. What's the old classic movie from the 80s? And that's really what's happening here. And Desiree in the chat said, perpetual victimhood. And that's what we're dealing with here.
Yep.
And it's important to laugh. And that's really what this is. We're just laughing at how fucking stupid these people are. Did you know that it's rooted in transphobia to say that I'm great? Shut the fuck up.
What was that movie, War Games?
Yes, War Games. Yes.
The movie about buttering corn on the cob.
Oh, dude, that was a legit, like a light bulb moment for us. Do you know about this, Craig?
No, tell me more.
So in War Games,
yes,
the movie, the dad, he took a piece of toast, not even toast, just a piece of white bread, smothered it in butter, and then wrapped his corn on the cob on it and rolled it like that. And I was like, is that how you're supposed to butter corn?
Yeah.
I have never.
What do you do with the bread? The bread just,
the buttered bread.
Eat the buttered bread. But it's funny because in that scene, for a good 2 minutes, the dad's just like slopping butter on this piece of bread. And we were like, what's he doing? And then like we're like, oh, he's buttering his corn.
See, that's probably peak ingenuity when it comes to getting things done. The idea of, because I, like a caveman, have been actually just putting butter on with a knife on my corn, right? Or taking the corn and then rolling it on
roll
the butter.
Roll it on the butter, man.
I like that.
Right on the.
My wife gets so mad when I do that.
But
you're ruining the butter.
You're like, look, this is the corn stick now. That's what this butter.
Yes, exactly.
That's what we used to do.
Right.
Becomes the corn stick. That's right. Beardo knows a lot about that. What's up, Beardo? And here's this guy taking the bread. That's really fucking smart. Anyway, so we learned a couple things from that movie, which is great. It's wonderful. Let's go on to our next thing. We have the DEI female pilot. I don't know. Have you guys seen this pilot?
No.
Okay.
No.
This is. I mean, to say insanity is true insanity. This is the pilot who was going to fly this plane, who got on this plane in plain clothes, and she took the intercom system, and this is what she said.
Okay, if you don't feel safe, get off the airplane.
This is your captain speaking, but never like this.
I'll stop, and we'll fly the airplane. Don't worry, I'm going to let my co-pilot fly it. He's a man. Okay?
It's a total meltdown. The pilot boarded in her street clothes and addressed the passengers over the intercom. Passenger Pam O'Neill couldn't believe what was happening.
She said, let's take a vote. How many of you would like to take off now with me dressed as I am, or would you prefer that I take 10 minutes to get changed into my cute little uniform? Then she started talking about her divorce and political candidates. And the minute she mentioned that, a gentleman stood up and just yelled, "Whoa, enough, you're scaring me."
Another passenger, Randy Reese, got up to leave and gave a running commentary on social media. Pilot also insulted a couple on board.
Did I offend you? Okay, so did I purposely offend you? I did.
Let's stop real quick, Labs. Okay. If this happens and you're on a plane, how quickly do you get off?
Immediately.
Instantly.
Right.
Immediately.
It's like, oh, the pilot's having a mental break.
Right.
Great.
Yeah.
I think this actually says a lot about everybody else who didn't get off.
Right.
The idea that they're just like, yeah, this is weird, but I'm gonna let this crazy ass bitch fly this plane.
You might be more insane than the woman if you're staying on this plane.
Or
Also, how hard is it to show up to work as a pilot wearing your uniform?
Right.
Well,
It's like, what was she doing and before she showed up? It's like,
her cute. Well, she was clearly taking bath salts. That's clearly what. God dang, Blabs. Let's go finish that up really quick.
do you think it was like an Office Space situation where she was purposely trying to get fired?
Right.
Could be.
I mean, that's the next question. Has she been fired for this? Because there's no way this person is mentally fit to fly 300 people from LA to Chicago on a regular basis.
She did say she was going to let the man fly them.
Oh, well, that's good. Good news. All right, let's go and continue, Blabs.
Please disarm doors.
After 20 passengers insisted on getting off the United Airlines flight, the pilot quietly left the aircraft.
Okay, if you don't feel safe, get off the airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's clearly having a mental break.
Why did the air marshals not show up? Why did they not show up and say, "Hey, this lady's fucking insane"?
Yeah, somebody was on that plane that was an air marshal. Maybe it was a violation for them to say something to her.
They don't want to get fired.
They don't want to lose their jobs.
I mean, that is insane. And like, what? I'm getting on a plane tonight.
Right.
I hope Captain Karen's not on there.
They said that she got off the plane, right? The pilot left the plane.
Yeah.
So did she ever get back on it?
Well, I don't know, but once again, has she been fired? That's the big question. And is she still allowed? Has she been suspended until a further mental evaluation?
Be suspension upon further investigation.
Yeah. And then everybody forgets about it, and she goes back to work.
Wow, that's scary shit.
I mean, like how often do you know who's actually flying your plane?
All right.
I always take a peek into the cockpit before we go. I'm like, all right, who's this? Oh, okay. All right, fine.
Yes. All right. Well, good for me flying on a plane tonight. Oh, God.
Yeah, good luck, man. Good luck with that.
All right, let's go to this last one. And this is just goddamn insanity here. We have a dating group on Facebook for kids between the ages of 8 and 15.
No.
This is an LGBTQ love is love dating group.
What is...
Thank you for this. This is great. Where there's a requirement of you to post a photo of yourself and write your age. And there's 153 members of this group.
No one in that group is 8 to 15.
No,
they're
absolutely
all,
not.
They're all NAMBLA members.
Yeah.
Says an American group to make new friends, to find a date, or to find a bestie. 8 to 15-year-olds only. For the record, that's a pretty big fucking range between 8 and 15.
Real big range.
Yeah. Also, none of those age ranges use Facebook. So
right.
On the next slide, Blabs, it says it's a requirement to make an introduction post. Upon entering the group, you're required to make an introduction post with age and photo of you. Your very first post must include photo and age. If you refuse to make an introduction post in the group page, you'll be removed from the group. Hey, this actually, I just thought of this. What's the age?
I think it's
minimum on Facebook.
I think it's supposed to be 13.
And they have like a messenger for kids, but it's hyper controlled.
Yeah.
Like that, and that's
Still don't
clearly
trust
not what this is. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, still don't trust.
No.
Just a quick Google search here. Yeah, the minimum age for a Facebook group or to be an account on Facebook is 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So that by itself, this group
breaks the rules.
If you're looking for 8 to fit, God, that's just disgusting. I could care less if it's an LGBTQ group. I could care less. Just the idea that we're making a dating group for 8 to 15-year-olds is fucked up, right? This whole thing is just.
No, I'm a father of 3. None of my kids have social media, and they won't for a long time. It's not a game I'm playing with this. There's too many predators out there. It's.
All right. That was when we created our groups in the app. I think we were talking about the other day. It was like the first thing I did was private groups, no images, period.
Yeah.
Like that shit's not happening.
Maybe it's how to catch a predator guys setting up.
Right.
There we go. Nice. Absolutely. My God, there you go. That concludes Clown World for this week. There you go. Be fierce out there, y'all. Once again, at this point, we need to be the wolves. I've said this a couple weeks ago. We need to be the wolves. We're not this. You cannot be a sheep at this point. You need to speak out. You need to say something. If you see something, point, laugh, call it stupid, ridicule it, because it's dumb as shit. This stuff is insane, and we have to do something about it. It's literally on all of us. Varen came in with the $20 super chat. Thank you very much. Says, morning all, it's payday, so take my shekels. Do you think if the devs had proper beta test and demos, not just glorified marketing stats, games would be better? Ask the target demo, target audience, and not woke focus groups and insiders. Yeah, the idea of the demos that's something that's been lost in the last decade or so. Companies have, I think there was data at one point that said having a demo could actually hurt the sales of your game instead of improving it. So that scared off a lot of folks along the way, but not for me. I'll tell you what,
if your game sucks, then you play the demo, you don't want to buy the game.
Right.
Like, make a better game.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, in the instance of the new Princess Peach game, I was not planning on buying it, but I played the demo and I was like, this is fucking fun, and my girls liked it. So, that got me there. Copper came in and says, it's not diversity. It's all about self-insert and narcissism. Wake up, nerds. Accurate. The most narcissist people in the world. Blabs the Tower Tard came in and says, Craig eats corn the long way.
That's always funny.
Craig eats corn the long way. Yes, he does.
Thank you, Blabs. Appreciate that. The Tower Tard. One time at Bandcamp says the female pilot should be fired. The way she acts, I can't trust. The way she acts, I can't trust. She won't pull off a 9/11 one of these days. Right, 1,000%. Thank you. One time at Bandcamp. TRSKS says, remember, some people claim to be trans age.
What? Oh, yes, that's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen those things.
You
That's freaking weird.
The 65-year-old dude who's like, I'm a 12-year-old girl.
Exactly.
Like,
wears like a diaper and freaking. That's like that. Oh God, that movie we've been talking about that came out recently, The Poor Things, where the whole movie's about a grown woman's body with a baby's brain inside of this grown woman's head, and she acts like a baby, and then it's just getting laid the whole freaking movie.
Oh my God.
Swear to God.
It's winning Emmys.
It won awards. And I mean, it is just like a pedo's paradise. Like, it's the grossest shit I've ever seen.
Oh my God. This is okay. Here we are. Peach T says, hail side scrollers, have a great weekend. P.S. OJ didn't do it. All right, Peach T. And Spartacus says, for that dating page, remember around the time Cali decriminalized knowingly spreading AIDS, they made it to the judge's discretion to put sickos on a list that are within 10 years of age of their choice of partner. What?
Yeah, California has some weird laws concerning what is and isn't inappropriate for adults and children.
Yeah, you wonder why.
Can we just can that fault line just hit and just send it all out into the ocean? Like, that'd be really good.
Just leave us North California and just the rest can.
Yeah, just it's all gone. It's good.
Isn't that the plot of Superman's the first movie?
Right.
Otis Land.
Yeah, Otisburg.
Shiny King came in and says Florida passed a bill banning minors from social media, citing the need to sign a contract to use, which children can't legally do. Excellent, Shiny King.
It's a good loophole.
Right.
Phil Spencer. Thank you, Phil. Came in with the 5. Says, sure, we could make money. We could make more money and get users by giving people cute women, but no prettiness allowed. Instead, instead of out of pettiness, I will now buy side scrollers for $5 billion. All of your reassignment surgeries are already scheduled. Thanks, Phil. $5 billion?
Everyone has a price.
Okay. All right. All right. Wish I could say no, but I won't. Okay.
No, dude on Rumble says I wouldn't have cared who was piloting. The pilot was having a mental breakdown, and I would have gotten off the plane immediately if any pilot was acting that way. Yes, It doesn't matter. It was a woman. Anyone insane. Yeah.
Yes. Like, and that's the thing. People are like, oh, it's a woman. No, it's a fucking insane person. Get them off the plane. I don't want them flying my plane.
Yep.
All right. We got a few minutes. You guys wanted to talk about Helldivers. You are big. We finished yesterday, and you guys were like, hook it to my vein. I got to play Helldivers right now.
That's him. Not, he's addicted.
Yes.
It got me. Okay, so this is an interesting story.
Do you have a moment?
Do you have it? Yes. Chat. Do you have some time to talk about our Lord and Savior Helldivers 2?
We got 5 minutes of Helldivers fun.
All right, cool. I was talking to him a couple weeks back, early February, and I was like, I'm downloading a bunch of games on Steam. I'm trying these cool like Chernobyl type games, and I'm a dad of 3. I don't have a lot of time. These games are just not doing it for me. And I told him, like, I think I hit that age where I'm just like,
You're aged out, huh?
I'm aged out of the games. And then Helldivers 2 comes out.
Mm.
And I'm seeing these clips of people playing this game. I'm like, that looks like a lot of fun. I got to give that a shot. And it was exactly what I needed at the exact right time.
Right,
and I jump in. I've got my friends. We're doing this. And
well, it's that LAN party vibe of
it
this
is.
game.
That, it has that old school LAN party cooperative vibe where you just kind of got to hang out with your friends and have a good time.
Right.
And it's just
you got
easy.
like friendly fire.
If you don't have a lot of time, you jump in for a 10-minute mission and then you can jump out and lower level people like Vader's at like what less than 20, 18 or 20.
Lower
don't
than both
don't
y'all.
level
Like,
shame me.
I'm level shaming you.
Don't you level shame me.
Get your game up, bro.
It's not gonna happen.
But it's just a great mix. And then once I found out that the developers were actually pretty based as well, right? When they're just like, we're not playing your freaking games, we're not getting political, we're here to have fun.
I don't know if they're based so much as they're just even
right.
Well, I mean,
they know
just,
their audience.
Yeah,
right?
they know their audience.
There's
they're
plenty of alphabet people in that company.
Yeah, but it's just a matter of people like I think one of the community managers was like said something to the effect of
there was a thing with them last
and she was like, well, the game's really woke. It's like, no, you don't understand. We don't care who makes the games.
Right.
We don't care.
Yeah.
Just don't shove, like, I don't care who that soldier's, if they like dick or vagina. I don't care. I
don't care how many women are employed or how many people identify as whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, make a quality product. You don't need to preach to me about anything. You don't need to advertise what your employees are. It doesn't. That's not all we need.
They've done a fantastic job so far of keeping the real world nonsense out of the game.
Right.
And yes, we know the Super Earth is a
a bunch of fascists.
Well, it's a
society.
parody.
It's a parody.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
but
you're playing as the fascists and the robots and the bugs are actually the good guys. I'm like, you mean the guys with chainsaw arms and red glowing eyes? Those are the good guys?
There's just something about this game for me personally that is scratching an itch that I haven't.
Yeah,
that's been bugging me for years now. Like I said earlier, I used to be a really hardcore World of Warcraft player back in the 40-man days. I loved the social interaction part of that game is what I missed the most. And what I'm finding in this game is I'm getting we're groups are immediately popping up of friends and people that all know each other. It's like we have a group now that we use from, and there's people from my old Warcraft days that are in my group that I miss playing with, and we're playing with these people together again, and I'm introducing him to some of my friends, and then they're becoming best friends, and I'm like getting really pissed off about it because you're hanging out with my friends and I can't play, and I'm at work and you're hanging out, but anyway, it just turning into a whole thing.
It's very
and
communal.
I see it across the entire game sphere. It's like I've been invited to several different.
Oh, it's everybody that finds out that we played since we've been playing this week in Vegas.
Man, we gotta squad up sometime. Let's do it.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's fun. It's just it's a different thing, and it's touching a nerve that I haven't had tickled in a very long time.
Oh, is that right?
To make it sound really weird. So yeah.
It is a really fun game.
Yeah.
It is definitely a co-op game that is best. I'm a big social gamer. I think that playing games with your friends is the way to do it, and it definitely, having that is great. One of the best things about the game though is it's everybody against this bad aspect of it. I think that's very, very cool, and them having a full game master who's more or less playing the game against everybody in the world.
Joel.
Very, very cool. I would love to have him on the show.
That'd be great. Yeah.
All right. Gay, quick.
Did you call me gay?
Yeah, I did. Hey, okay, gay.
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay? Quick question.
Yes, sir.
On a scale of 1 to 10, rate it.
Helldivers?
Yeah.
It's a 10 out of 10.
Okay. All right.
There you have it.
There it is.
So far.
I try to be stingy with those, but I have no complaints. And the balance, I don't even care if the game crashes.
There's bugs.
I mean, there's bugs, but it's
knock it down a point because of the bugs.
All right, fine, 9.
Okay,
but
there you go. There's a few.
I just hit the reset button. I jump back in.
Yeah.
It doesn't even bother me. I'm not even mad at the game for crashing. I'm like, oh, it's okay, man. I got you.
All right, we got a couple. Oh, you know what? Holy shit! Before we go, I actually got one more quick story. It's actually a follow-up on the Capcom stuff from the day. We're going to get to that in just a second. But first, Crispy Chicken came in with a $50 super chat. Says, no! Here's a super chat from me. Hey, thank you. Really appreciate that. That is awesome. Crispy Chicken.
Nice.
$50 super chat.
He's got a really cool hat, too.
Right.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And Mercenary says, "Don't sink, California. You will populate the sea forever."
I meant pollute.
Populate.
I mean,
Hey.
you will populate the sea, I guess.
Thank you for that. All right, look, real quick. This just kind of came in under the horn over here from Learning the Law. He sent out this tweet talking about the Capcom stuff. It says I want to pull that up. Blab says 4 years have passed since Capcom ransomware leaks exposed the company's DEI approach, partnerships with globalist organizations, and pushing ESG to consumers. Everything we talked about, everything was 100% true. And Blabs, I made those images much bigger, and it has a rundown of everything that was included 4 years ago. This is 2020, and all this stuff is translated. If you scroll down, it says a good example. It talks about how women and the man character. There's the women aren't weak anymore. The men are men don't have to be the lead, and LGBTQ people are treated equally with other characters. It's like, yeah, okay, fine. Making jokes at inappropriate comments about a character's gender or sexuality. Like, these are things that we're going to avoid and avoid LGBTQ stereotypes. On the next one, though, which is pretty interesting, talks about like the looks and the costumes here. You see Ryu, and it talks about excessive sexuality and a difference in exposure between men and women. Ryu is male, but he is exposed, which means he is equal, right? It shows Ryu, like, that's okay. But they said they don't want to do this with women on the right, which is that's two of the wrestling characters from Street Fighter 2, like bumping their butts, which was like a really cool finisher, if I recall, from Street Fighter 4. And then you scroll down here, it says gender equity and diversity in terms of design, right? So they're like, yeah, you can put that female schoolgirl wig on the guy with the mustache. That's totally fine. This is insane. Consider the current player's mentality. May be difficult to unify the gender design of all equipment, but if a different design is created for each gender, it would be desirable to give players a choice as to which they want to equip. Okay, all right. I mean, so this is what we're seeing here. This is 4 years ago. So this is, once again, this has been a long time coming for Capcom as we go along, and now you're starting to see it. So
Capcom is dead.
God, this is fucking insane. It's so crazy. I saw, what was it, a tweet? Let me see if I can find my tweet the other day, where a guy responded, and it was like this guy laughing to the point of this guy was sitting there, and he goes, "Don't you love that all the things you loved growing up have just been destroyed?" Was it Red Letter Media? Yeah.
Famous meme.
Yeah,
aren't you glad that you've lived long enough to see everything you love destroyed? Or how's it feel? And he's like, feels great.
Right. That's exactly what it is. All right. Let's go get out of here. Okay.
All right. Ree says, Craig, don't sink all of Cali. There's a big chunk that is red. It's the coastal areas that held a ton of crazies, and there's even a movement to have some parts to join Oregon. And I have memes.
So okay.
Share those memes with you. So
Hey,
the first one
okay.
is Capcom. You deserve the beard of shame. Get it?
The beard of shame. Yes.
And then we have this beautiful meme about Craig going to the HQ later.
This be getting.
Hey, I'm fucking somebody else.
Am I getting actual foliage? Yeah.
There you are.
Is this me going to ask questions of Capcom?
That's it.
Yeah, Konami headquarters, Capcom.
There it is. And I hey, good news is
I can describe all of them. Please move to.
the good news about that is that I won't be able to make my plane tonight because and therefore I'll be in jail. So if I go say hi to him.
Do we want to play this response that we got, Craig?
Sure, this is funny as shit.
This is from Tris. Shout out Tris.
Little background. This Kotaku writer posted about how we were unfunny and we can't do podcasts and we're very unwatchable. We're very, undesirable. So this is a great response that somebody put together.
Some of these bitches need dick. Like, she needed the wiener. I don't know what her problem was that she wanted to come at me like that. She probably needed the wiener. Some of these bitches need dick. Like, she needed the.
And then we also have, that's Kush Craig tweet, and then this is the woman we're talking about from Mary Jane.
Yeah, my God.
Insert, and it really is. And this is Craig 30 minutes into watching Lord of the Rings, asleep.
Yeah, looks exactly like her.
Mhm. Yeah.
Nice.
And there we have it, guys.
All right, there we go. Listen, I need everybody. If you're tuning in and you're looking for something to do on a Saturday, all right, we got a great podcast for you guys over on the Salty Nerd Podcast YouTube channel, right? The link is down below. They have been incredibly generous with their time, incredibly generous with their resources, and incredibly generous with their studio space. They have offered it up when we come to Vegas both times in the last 2 years. It's been incredibly nice. So I would like a personal request for you to go and subscribe to their channel. At least just check them out. Just go check them out. Link is in the description down below. It's right below the fold. All you got to do is open up the description. It's right there. So go check them out. Go subscribe to their channel. It'd be a huge favor to me if you check these guys out and help them grow a little bit more every single day. They got a show on Saturday. They got a show on Tuesday. The show on Saturday is a fun show, kind of like Side Scrollers. On Tuesday, they got a great show where they talk about, they're going to be doing reviews of movies and stuff that just came out.
We're talking about Fallout this week.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So you can see what's going on with them. So once again, go check out their channel. I genuinely appreciate it if you guys did. They've been great to us. Please be great to them. All right. Hey,
yeah.
You want to talk about what you got going on real quick?
Yeah, I can real quick. Yeah. Definitely go to criticless.com, download the app, Apple, Android, go review something. Yeah, right here, Criticless. So LESS at the end of Critic.
Yep.
Yeah, go check us out. And we're tossing around adding video games. Right now it's movies and TV shows. So if you watch the new Fallout show, go review that. Say hi to me. I'm our MySpace Tom, so I'll be your first friend. Say hi. And yeah, just come join the revolution. You know, we're having a lot of fun.
Love it. Hey, big ups to Crispy Chicken for being our big pickle today, our highest donator today. Thank you very much, Crispy Chicken, for that massive $50 super chat. Outstanding.
Oh, well.
Nope, there's a hundo.
Fuck you, Crispy Chicken. Spartacus came in. Kiss from a Rose. All the gentlemen. Okay, guys, I don't know if you know this. When a $100 super chat or direct donation comes in, the chat can request a song for us to sing.
I don't know the lyrics.
Yeah, I got to Google the
You
lyrics.
don't know the lyrics of Chris?
If you start, I might be able to pick up on it, but.
All right. So Kiss from a Rose. Looks like we got a little karaoke to do. Sparta, thank you very much. Sorry, Crispy Chicken. You got rejected to have court from Sparta Chris, who came in asking for Kiss from a Rose from
Seal song.
Yes, this is the Seal song from the Batman Forever soundtrack, I believe.
No, that's not.
Yeah, it was Batman
I
Forever.
mean,
Yes.
Dead Bass did a cover on it too. Just saying, you guys should know this.
Oh, I know this one. Yeah, I know this one very well. This is one of my favorite songs ever, for sure.
There used to be.
I don't know
the music.
All right, listen. I think it's important we just go straight to the. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna sing the whole fucking thing.
Oh,
Let's go.
The whole thing.
Oh.
Well,
Are we gonna do the body?
Yeah, we'll start from the chorus. Okay.
Okay.
Baby, I compare you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I think of you, the stranger it feels. Yeah. Give me some cut camera tits here. And now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave. That's all. That's
Okay,
that's
go.
it. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Baby.
Baby.
Oh yeah, the whole audience just went from 6 to midnight.
Yeah. Oh, my
Seriously.
Everybody left.
This is
Hey, give it up for Sparta Chris grabbing that giant, big old pickle at the end of the stream. Thank you so
Everybody's
much.
throwing
for that.
tomatoes at us.
Hey, stop throwing tomatoes. Stop that. That's ridiculous. Where are the roses? It's Kiss from a Rose, you know? All right, let's get out of here, guys. Once again, oh, God.
Bob's a tower tied for $2. Glass shatters. Oh, it's Sparta Chris with a chair.
It's Sparta Chris with a chair. Oh, thank you.
Got you, bro.
All right. Oh, what a great way to finish the stream. Thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoyed our wonderful serenade of y'all. All right, let's get out of here, guys. Thank you again for your supports all throughout the week. Thanks again to these folks, the Salty Nerd Podcast. Go check out Critic List over here. You can see it on the hat right there. Right there. Look at that. That's like a hat out of 1987.
Right.
Great.
So is all of Criticless.
So go check it out. Links are in the description. Appreciate you guys popping in. And remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. We'll see you guys Monday at 11 a.m. Central Time. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Later.
Fatality.